So what the fuck? All right, so you got the Wii.
So I got the Wii, and I brought it home, and I bought all the accessories, like the pack to travel with it, and like extra cases and remotes, and and it comes with like the one thing, and I bought a couple other games, and I never played it. I never ever played it. I played it I literally hooked it up twice. I played it twice maybe, and I was about a year in. Right. I had about a year. And I was like, I never played this effing thing. And my nieces came over one night, and I hooked it up, and I throw it in. I only had like 3 games. Right. And I throw in the game it comes with, and it's not working.
Wii Sports, which was addictive as hell.
Yeah, and it's just not working. So I got it. So I didn't play. So I put it in, and I was super excited to play with them, and it's not working. And I put in like another disc, and I don't know how this happens, but the other one's not working. I'm like, oh my God, I bought a defective Wii. Right. I've had it for a year. And, with all the accessories, it was probably like $400 or $500. Sure. And I'm like, and I didn't even know it. Now what do I do? They're not going to take it back. It's not on the warranty. You come over with your Wii so we could troubleshoot.
We tested it.
And it works in yours.
Uh-huh. So it's definitely the unit.
Which we thought.
Right.
So I was like, well, now we have to spring into action. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Target. And I'm going to buy a Wii.
Right.
Okay? And then I'm going to walk in.
Do you imagine at this point in our lives spending this much time on this?
This wasn't that long ago.
I know, but could you imagine right now? Because this is hours.
Days.
Right. Okay.
No, days. So I'm going to go buy a Wii.
No. Hold on, Chessie. You'll scare him. Stay down. Okay, sorry.
I'm going to go into Target. I'm going to buy a Wii because Target gives you like 90 days. They're a little more lax than like a GameStop, or even a Best Buy.
Right.
And then I'm going to go home.
The Target, man. Hey, whatever.
I'm gonna bring my, this is how I do things, okay? I'm a little obsessive compulsive a little bit. A year later, I had every single thing that we came with. Right. I had the box.
Down to the ties.
The plastic bags. I'll tell you what, right this second, I have those types of things for the original Nintendo and Genesis. Okay. I have the box that came in the foam, in the plastic, with its ties, everything. I could package the Nintendo and the Genesis like you bought it today.
Right.
So naturally, I got that Nintendo in 5th grade. Right. Which was like 1985 or some stupid shit like that. Like 1986. So of course I had the Wii stuff. So I packaged it up. Went to Target. I walked in I made you maybe walk in, I think, and buy it. So they wouldn't connect it to me.
Right. We had a plan. You sat in the car.
Yeah.
I walked in and bought it so that they wouldn't.
So you came out. Right. And then all I did was I left everything the same, but I took my console and put it in the box you just bought. Mm-hmm. And I took the new one and I took it out.
With the idea that we debated this. We weren't like, let's just fuck the next guy over. Right. The idea was, hey, they'll buy it, see it's defective, they'll be able to return it without a problem.
Right away.
Yeah.
Might give them a little bit of headache, but
hey, it's a dog eat dog.
I'm not above, I mean,
Nugget, understand?
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
The way you gave away Nugget's cousin Nugget at the airport, Sal.
Nugget makes you uncomfortable.
Explain yourself to Nugget.
So we go. And I bring it in, and there's this little, like when a cop pulls behind you at a light.
Oh, wait, stop that.
What? Stop what? Stop what?
Chelsea's going to try and jump up on the table, and he will scare you. Come here. Okay, keep going.
Like when a cop's behind you at a light?
Yeah, even if you're doing nothing wrong.
Middle of the day.
Right. You're not speeding.
Nothing.
You're not texting.
Belt on, not texting. Right. Really. I'm always like, oh no, Here we go. Like, I can't even imagine being African Americans, like the tales our friends tell us. But anyway, you can't, even when anytime I see a cop, I get nervous.
Right.
That's kind of the feeling I had on the customer service line at Target. Just being like, well, what can they do? The worst they can do. Because what I was doing now was I was going to return the one you just bought moments ago.
Not even 15 minutes.
The plan was to say, I had it all worked out. I was going to walk back in and say, hey, duh. I bought this. Here's the receipt. I bought this 6 minutes ago.
That's right.
As a gift. because it's my niece's birthday and I bought it as a gift. I walked out to the car. My sister, her mother, texted me they bought her a Wii.
Right.
And I thought that I would just say that.
And before you even go on, like, we had concerns about the serial number. We know all about the serial number matching. We were like, we'll just have to get under the radar on that.
Right.
Right?
I don't recall if it was now that we realized or when we got later that we realized.
Okay.
But I think they were connected, but we're like, look, what idiot. Like, you're right. I was playing the odds that I was returning 6 minutes later.
Right.
Because what nutcase asshole has devised a plan
Someone who's going to do their job.
where he's pulled up and just pulled in front of Target, not even in a spot, and was waiting out there with a decoy console and was going to swap consoles, then run back in and make up a story about his loved one, his goddaughter's birthday. And her mother and all this stuff. Who's going to think I'm doing that?
Right.
I felt like I had time on my side and just normalcy and logic on my side. That the person at customer service at Target is going to be like, I don't need to open this up. He bought it 6 minutes ago. I heard the story about his niece and his sister. Like, let's just keep this day moving.
Right.
So,
But what happened?
So I run in and I say, in hindsight, it probably was a little bit of a case of over-explanation.
Okay.
But it is weird you're returning something 6 minutes later. They said, is there anything wrong with it? I said, no, it's never even been opened. I said, I bought it 5 minutes ago as a gift, and my sister just told me she got it the same gift because that was at the top of her list. Hook, line, and sinker.
Smooth.
Hook, line, and sinker. No problem. They didn't even open it up because I kind of retaped the tape. They just put it down. They gave me my refund. I walked out and... basically, no money lost, no money gained. I got a new Wii. I can now go home and play the new thing. I get home.
We had said we went our separate ways.
Because
I got a frantic phone call later that night.
I get home. I plug in the Wii.
Right.
Everything works. I'm really happy. I go to... I go to play the game.
Right.
And I go to select my me.
Right.
Which is the character on a Wii they call Mii's.
You make a little character
Avatar.
representation, an avatar, perfect,
of yourself.
Right.
And you can do it in your likeness.
Right.
And now
I don't. I make mine. Mine's a little black guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mine's.
I make mine what I want to be.
Okay.
Not what I am.
Well, I make mine what I look like, but minus all the insecurities.
Okay.
So
if Nuggets had one, Nuggets would make a bear filled with honey with a knife for Sal.
All right, Nuggets. So
that's what Nuggets would do if Nugget had hands and a Wii.
Nugget makes it uncomfortable. I'm not kidding. I'm more uncomfortable than Nugget than your cat.
So you go to look at the... Okay.
So I go to find my me. I'm sorry, not only my me,
right,
but every one of my nieces had a me. My niece made a me for my girlfriend, my mom, my dad.
Right.
We made me's of like fun people like Moby.
Right. The singer?
Yeah.
Your niece thought it would be fun to make
I made a Moby.
Okay.
We made one like, I made like a little Asian lady.
Right.
My niece, in no way, shape, or form to be, like, she doesn't associate this to anything, but just that what she knows of Asian people. So like I made a little Asian woman and like I think she named her like me like Rice. Or something like that. I mean, she's full 5, you know, so she wasn't like
so young to be so racist.
So
I like her already. Oh, Nugget.
This is great. My racist 5-year-old niece. So, and I think I made like a big Afro dude, like
Sure.
an African, like a black dude, like a big Afro, and I think I just called him like Afro, like Afro Jack or something like that, which isn't racist. But if you just didn't know me and you took a look at my me's and you just saw Rice and Afro, then you'd be like Afro seems weird after Rice,
Right.
right?
Well, Rice on its own is weird. Afro on its own is not weird. Rice, Afro connected to rice, and you have a trend.
Right. Right. But it wasn't. It wasn't. It was like, it was innocent, right? So I go and I'm like, oh no.
But, you know, like, I think people out there listening, if they're going to point to anything, they would have been like, hey, that was a teachable moment. Where you could have said to your niece, hey, look, instead of laughing, as you no doubt did once you put in rice and hitting enter and just giggling and probably taking photos with your phone, it would have been a moment where you could have been like, I understand niece, but, you know, that's not really, you know, accurate. Like, let's...
I probably dropped the ball.
But you're not a parent. You're an uncle.
I'm not a parent. I'm an uncle. And also, yes, you're right. I guess I really did drop. I mean, I've done plenty of other lessons that are good.
Yeah. Okay.
I get on that case about anything.
Right.
But anyway, I go to select my me.
Mm. There are no
and it rushes over me. There are no me's. I have to make new ones. Oh my God. I didn't erase anything on the old system.
Right.
Anything.
It's all there.
Everything.
Save
my name, my address, like all the stuff you put in, like your account information to buy things, and like Sal Vulcano's in there, and my family, my dad's name, my mom's name, my sister's names, like everything's in there. So like what they could do then is, I was like nervous that A, they were going to order stuff on my account, or B, they would be like, well, who is this person?
Right.
And then I'd somehow get in trouble from Target because that's right. Because you remember I paid with a credit card.
Right. You were totally able to be tracked down. It was
totally.
Right.
Because they had my full name, and then my full name was attached to the credit card I used to pay for it, and then they could track me down. And in hindsight, I don't know what they probably couldn't do a damn thing to me.
I don't know, dude. They might have been able to do something to you. I don't know. They probably wouldn't have.
I remember being so nervous, but now I don't understand why I'd be so nervous.
So I get the call. I was at work that night.
All of my information is on the thing.
And you never call. We're like, it's text really.
Right.
Like, unless there's something special comes up.
Right.
And you were in a panic.
I said, dude.
You were in a panic.
Dude. They put it back on the shelf.
Yeah.
They put it back on the shelf. I said, my console with all my private information is for sale at Target.
Right.
We now have to go on a double mission.
Coming in from the ceiling, Mission Impossible style.
We had to reverse everything we've done. The world as we knew it.
Right.
The Nintendo Wii world as we knew it was flipped on its head.
So I said to you, I was like, all right, look, let me think about it. Like, I was amused, but also worried because I don't want to see, any shenanigans. And you were fucking panicked. So I was like, all right, we know the serial number of the unit that you returned. Because it was on a receipt. I don't remember how we knew, but I knew it was on a receipt or it was on the box. That was it. It was on the original box.
That's right.
And it was in a window.
Yes. So
they cut a window in a box so you could see
the serial number. So the serial number is on a sticker on the console. That same one is connected to the physical cardboard box.
That's right. And so you have so the one in the store. So I was like, all right, here's what we're gonna do. This was my plan. I said, I will go in.
Oh, you could see the serial number, right? You could see the serial number.
They cut a window in the box so you could see it on the device.
So we had the serial number. We had my old serial number.
That's right. So I said, all right, here's what I'll do. This is what I came up with. I'll go to Target and tell them, hey man, I want to buy a Wii. I'm nuts about these things though. I read up on all video games. I know that certain serial numbers have the new update factory installed, and I want to buy one that has a factory installed.
That's right. We really got involved. Yeah.
So I went to Target, and I remember he was a nice guy, and I said, hey man, you're gonna think I'm nuts.
They had like 30 Wiis.
Yeah. I was like, right after work, I went right there. I said, you're gonna think I'm nuts. I was like, do you mind? And they kept them locked up at the time. Remember, they were behind a glass case.
Yeah, they had them locked up.
And I was like, "Hey, look, I want this specific serial number range. It has to end in these numbers." So he looked at me like I was fucking nuts.
Right.
He's like, "Well, I mean, go for it.
Go ahead."
So I start fucking pulling out every.
I was with you.
Yeah.
But I was like your friend that was there, but just for support.
And I think you even threw in making fun of me to fucking make it seem realistic. And I was like, all right, dude, like how about
this asshole's got to look through serial numbers.
And it was weird because it was all the way in the back. It was like the third to last Wii that I checked, that I could check. And we got it.
Right. And then, now, let me get this right now.
Took it home.
We bought that one.
We bought that one.
I bought it back.
So now there's 2 Wiis. We have 2 Wiis in 2 different boxes.
Yes.
We go back to a house, we blank it. And then I'm like, dude, I was like, you're like, you can handle going to return it yourself.
We erase everything off my console.
I'm like, I gotta go home. Like, this is 2 nights of my life dedicated to your fucking Wii. I gotta go home. Like, you can handle this. It's a straight up return.
Right.
Go ahead. Could you handle it?
So I put my old, now erased Wii back in the new box.
Right. So the serial numbers did not match.
Yes, but that's what it's the same exact thing I returned last time, except now it was clear.
Yes.
I go back with the receipt, and again, I think it was the same day. It was the same day again, but it was different.
Oh, wait, no. I came back with you. I didn't call it a night.
You came back.
Because I remember watching from afar. That's right.
Yes.
Not that it matters to the story, but I did witness
We went back. Yeah. And I go and I'm like, all right, it's the same. I'll make sure it's not the same person.
Right.
If it's not the same person, it's essentially the same story. And I go, hey, how you doing? Silly. This is silly. I just bought this like an hour ago. And
the same story.
Like, what a pathetic life I'm leading. What a pathetic life.
It's so
this is all because one disc didn't work. The other discs worked. I later found out it was a defective disc. Like, and they're on eBay for $1 penny.
Yeah.
So I could have hit a button with my index finger and spent
a penny,
a cent,
and somebody would have shipped it directly to your door.
I'm on my 4th round trip to Target, which is
with criminal intent.
Yeah, with fraud. I'm committing fraud twice. And I say, this is going to be a hoot for you to hear. My niece, she really wants the Wii, and I bought it an hour ago, and I brought it, and they bought it for her already. So you don't even need to open this box because everything in. I think I had a case of like the over-explanation.
You were like Jedi. You were like, this is not the Wii you're looking for.
You don't even have to open it. It works fine. It's sealed. I never touched it. All the serial numbers match. There wasn't any hoax going on between old Wiis.
There's no shenanigans. There's nothing to see
This is
here.
not my 3rd time back here today. Right. And then I said, no, I said, no, they bought it for, I just want to return it. I bought it an hour ago. He's like, okay. Immediately he slides the thing and just starts taking it apart.
This is a Target worker of an entirely different caliber.
Yeah. Polar opposite.
He's got no time for you and your bullshit.
So he immediately goes to the serial numbers.
Right.
And he goes, the serial numbers don't match. I felt in my gut, like I literally felt like I didn't know what. It was like I was ready to, I didn't know what to do. If I was going to get in trouble, if I had to fight.
Well, there's only one thing to do in a situation like this.
Like
commit.
Right, commit. He's preposterous. Like, I had to make a scene like, how dare you people. Right? So, I played, first you played dumb. Right. So I wish we had this on video, because it would be so funny to watch, like me,
like the furrowed brow,
horribly acting and everything. It's like when a basketball player takes a dive, like in the NBA, and like everyone knows it was horrible, and he's like, I go, serial numbers don't match. I'm like, okay, great. I don't even know what that. I don't even know what that means. Like, I don't know. So do you need the card that you paid for with? He's like, no, they don't match. Like, more accusatory now, like, and I'm like, okay, great. Like, I don't know. I don't know what that means, but all I know is she has the Wii. I don't need the Wii. I just got it. No, I can't take this back. What are you talking about? Well, this isn't the Wii that was, and he starts to explain it. And I say, so I look at you, and I turn back to him, and I say, look. I understand what you're saying, but I'm the victim here.
Stage 2. Indignant.
I'm the victim. Because for all he knows, I'm the next guy who bought my system.
That's right.
I knew I had that on my side.
So now you're basically fighting for the rights of the type of person who we tried to put in this exact situation.
Exactly right. Oh, the irony, I'm now that person.
Yeah.
And I'm getting screwed.
Yeah.
And he goes, I can't take it back. I said, look, I understand that. I said, but I bought this an hour ago. I said, and I just bought it as a gift for my niece. It's not even for me. So whatever happened before I bought it happened, but you can't take that out of me. I'm the victim.
I wish those listening at home or in the car could see what's going on, because Sal just pointed both thumbs to himself. It was like, I'm jerking his thumbs at him and the victim. So, you're reliving it. You're reliving it in front of me, right?
And he goes, look, there's nothing I can do. I'm like, how is there nothing you can do? You're the guy that's the only guy that can do anything.
Right.
You work on return, fill out a form, call your manager, do whatever you need to do. But I didn't buy this. I'm not part of this thing. Like, I don't want this now. I have no use for this. Like, you know what I mean? And he's like, well, no, they have to match. I can't take it back. I say, wait, what did I say there? Well, now I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Right.
Like, I need to speak to somebody.
Anger.
You got to get somebody over here right now, because there's no way that blah, 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 blah. I'm not taking this, and I don't know what this means, and what does this even mean? So now I say to him, what exactly do you think happened? Do you think that outside in my car, and I say it, I actually say it, I go, do you think, what am I, some kind of asshole nutcase? And this is exactly what I did. And I go, what do you think? So what you're insinuating, sir, is that I had a Wii. And then I came in and bought another Wii. And then I swapped just the consoles. And now I want to return this Wii. Why? You think I have another Wii in my car or something? I did. I literally said, come out and check. Because I was like, please don't come out and check. But I was like, come out and check. I was like, I don't understand what you need from me. You think that, why would I go through all this trouble? You think that I'm swapping? You're accusing me of swapping Wiis. This is insane. I'll take store credit. the same sentence. There was not a period in between. That is insane. And I refuse anything. I will take store credit because I'll prove to you. It's not even about the Wii. I'll just take the store credit. I don't want any trouble. Don't make any calls.
And I'm like, what's going on here, Sal?
Just withering.
I know. I was like, what's going on here, Sal? Is everything all right, buddy?
Oh, this guy.
What?
This guy thinks I got a Wii in my car.
What are you talking about?
I'm traipsing around Staten Island, as it were, looking to swap out an old console from a year ago that I didn't play until I found out that Wii Sports didn't work.
Oh, my God.
With a new console now.
Well, what role does he think that? What does he think? I have all day
no.
to fucking go swap Wiis
right.
with you? Like I'm worried about it and thinking of solutions at work and buying Wiis and swapping them from you? What role does he think I played?
What do you think? I purchased it, and then we came in again, and he said he purchased it, and then we went to your guy, and he opened the case, and we looked through 30 Wiis to find the one that still had the Mii's?
Do I look like I have that much time on my hand? I'm just here with my friend. His fucking niece got a Wii already.
I'm the victim.
He's the victim.
I'm not doing anything for you. That is what I believe. Get out.
Where's that Wii today?
It's hooked up to my TV in my bedroom. So I never returned it. That guy stonewalled me.
Wow.
Stonewalled me completely. Stonewalled me completely. Stonewalled me completely. I got really quick. I was driving in the city like a couple of months ago late at night, going to meet some friends in the Lower East Side. And I didn't know it was like down by like Delancey, and it was like it gets all crazy down there, like all these side streets are one way. So I was following my GPS, and I like roll up to a stop sign, and I see a cop car at the perpendicular stop sign.
Right.
And I see the car. Like I'm driving. Maybe I'm not speeding, but I'm going like if the speed limit's 15, I might be going 20.
Sure.
And there's no one else on the street, and there's no one else in front of me. So I roll to the stop sign. I see the cop car. I have the GPS going, so it's like lit up a little bit because it's dark out.
Right.
And I roll and I stop, but I stop like 2 feet past the stop sign.
Sure.
And the cop was rolling past his. So we both stopped, but I had seen him the whole way. And then I just stayed there because I was at a stop sign, although I rolled 2 feet past it. And I was like, let him fucking go first. I'm stopped, fully stopped.
Sure.
And he waits 5, 10, 15 seconds and he's not going. So I'm like, he's waiting for me to proceed so he can pull me over.
Sure.
For not stopping at a stop sign when I've been stopped for 15 seconds.
Right.
I mean, I rolled 2 feet past the fucking thing. So I was like, all right, here we go. So I put my blinker on. I make the left. Sure enough, he comes right behind me and he puts on the lights. So I pull over and one of the cops gets out. Just one. They usually both get out.
Yeah.
And he walks over my car. He's like, "What are you doing?" And he was so mean to me, man. Right? I said, "I'm sorry, sir." I said, I was following my GPS. I said, I know I stopped a foot or two late, but I definitely saw you. I saw the stop sign, and I said, I was getting a little caught up with the GPS down here, trying to get to where I'm going. And he's like, "Yeah, well, that's the stop sign, the ticket, and your GPS is a ticket." He's like, "Give me your license and registration." I was like, I said, is the GPS a ticket? I said, then how would you use GPS?
Right.
Like I was just like, I thought it was allowed. Is it not allowed? Just so I know. Even if you're going to give me a ticket, can you just tell me how am I supposed to use this? He's like, you're not allowed to hold your phone in your hand. And I was like, well, I wasn't. He's like, well, I saw it glowing. I said, all right. I said, and then, and he just was a real dick.
Yeah.
I forgot what he said to me. And I said, I have, in New York, I don't know about anywhere else, but in New York, we have these things called
PBA cards.
Patrolmen's Benevolent Association. Right. And basically, cops get these cards when they donate to the policeman's fund.
Right.
And it's basically like it has his shield number on it, and he can give it to you.
Sure.
And basically, it's proof that you know someone on the job.
It's not a get-out-of-jail-free card, but it's, hey, this is someone that's important to me. If you can have the opportunity to show them a little courtesy, please do.
In other words, like, if I didn't shoot somebody and I rolled to the stop sign and stopped 2 feet after, and I tell him my buddy works in this precinct, he maybe gives me the courtesy and says, look, this guy clearly didn't do anything that day. He even stopped. Right. Let me let him go. So I mentioned, and I have a stack of them.
Sure.
So I mentioned,
do you remember when you used to park and you were questionable about this? You would take out, I'm not exaggerating, something like 10 PBA cards and lay them on your dashboard like it was like a poker fucking table.
Yes.
Yeah, that's funny.
I would lay everyone, which is excessive.
Yeah.
But it's like, don't write the fucking ticket. I know 10 cops.
Sure.
Don't write the ticket.
Right.
And there's been times when people wrote the ticket with the 10 cops.
Sure.
So whatever. But so the guy was mean to me,
right?
And he was loud and in my face and aggressive. I did not do justice how he was treating me,
right? He
was just like, give me the license. This is bull. He cursed. He was like, bully, and I was like, fuck, this guy's gonna give me a fucking ticket,
right?
So he goes, give me everything. So he just walks away. And I'm like, oh, great, And I'm like, and he's in the car and he's taking his sweet ass time. He's like 10 minutes in the car,
right?
And then he pulls away and he pulls alongside my car.
Right.
So my driver's side and his passenger side are window to window. He rolls down his window. My window was already rolled down. And he passes it to his partner. And he goes, here. He's like, don't ever let me, do that whole shtick. Like, don't ever let me see you, blah, 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 again. All right? I should be giving it to you. You're lucky. You're lucky. And he's like yelling at me, right? His partner takes the thing and he goes to hand it back and he looks at it and he looks at me and he goes, oh. And I was like, he goes, Sal, the Practical Jokers. I was like, yeah. He turns to his partner, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no. And he goes, so the guy was such a dick to me. He turned to his partner and he goes, what are you, a fucking asshole? He goes, you were just going to give the fucking funniest guy in the world a fucking ticket? I was like, he didn't even do anything. This is how you treat Sal for a practical. And he's laying it on thick, right?
Really?
He's laying on. And the guy is a super fan and he's thrilled. And I'm already out of the ticket by their own admission before he knew me.
Right.
So he's giving me my stuff back. The guy's thrilled to meet me and he's going off and he's just literally, he's just ripping his partner apart. And he's ripping apart. And the guy, you could see he was a hard ass that was a dick. He knows he was a dick,
right.
and now he sees his partner loves me, and now and his partner's saying all this stuff to him, and he doesn't want to even give, even now.
Really?
And he's like, well, I don't know, I don't know what to say. I don't know the show, whatever.
Right.
And he's just like being like that, and it's like, you are insane. He's like, this is not, and he keeps going. He goes, this is not how you treat Sal. Right? So he handed me my stuff back. So I was like, you know what? I ain't getting a ticket. I'm gonna fucking lay into it.
You went for it.
So I said, not to be. I said, really, not to be anything. I said, I said, what is a GPS for if you can't use it? I was just using the GPS. Like, I'm not even doing, it's not like I'm out trying to, like, do anything wrong. I'm just using my GPS over here. I was like, and really, I did stop at the stop sign. I was like, I rolled through it for about like a foot, but you knew I was going to stop. And then when you guys confused me, because you waited like 15 seconds, so you knew I really stopped for 15 seconds. So I didn't think you'd pull me over for not stopping, because I really did stop. And he's like, yeah. And I'm just saying to the guy, and I literally, I'm like, yeah. So I was like, I really appreciate everything. Thank you so much. I was like, I don't know how you pulled me over though, and I just kept ripping into the guy. I would never say it to him.
You never get a chance to do that.
At the window, I would never say it to him, but now I just went off.
Oh, that's funny.
So we do have some perks sometimes.
Right.
So we said, let's go to Macy's.
Right.
Let's maybe go to. Is that on?
Yeah, it's on. I would just hold it like even between us.
Okay. So let's go to like Macy's.
Yeah, we went to. Well, no. It was we were shopping for Christmas shopping already.
Yes.
And it was. You were like, all right, you know what? Maybe I'm going to buy a gift, a diamond encrusted gift.
Right.
We were younger and stupider.
Right.
Back then. And we go to the Macy's counter where we proceed to meet. I mean, he looked. He just looked like a skeleton, loosely wrapped in skin with open sores on him. Would you?
Yeah, we it was Christmas. It was a zoo in Macy's,
right.
And we went to the jewelry counter.
Was this like 10 years ago at this point?
It was at least.
Yeah.
It was probably at least. So it's a zoo. You can't. I don't know if you've ever been to like a department store or a Macy's for that matter during Christmas. At like the height of Christmas, like a week before.
It's how you learned fast early on to get your Christmas shopping done either online or months before.
We've learned that in episode 1. I learned that about that. I will never do this again.
Right.
I used to be a Black Friday guy. I'll get into that too. But anyway, so it's basically it's like a prison yard in Macy's. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not kidding. There's fights breaking out. I'm serious.
Yeah.
There's people screaming over
like North Face coats and like
pulling things from each other. There's people fighting over who is next in line. People yelling at employees yelling back. It's a complete zoo. So we're just waiting patiently at one of the jewelry counters, and they're severely understaffed. You can see the people, the frustrations in everyone. And this guy comes over to help us, and you can tell he's been hired for seasonal work.
Oh, yeah.
I think either that or he's been working at Macy's. It's one or the other. He's been working at Macy's for 90 hours. And he knows shit, or he's been working there for 90 years and he ain't gonna take shit.
Right.
I don't know which one it was. He
may be Tom Macy or whatever the name of the guy is.
Right.
It might be him.
He looked like, from what I recall, he was an old dude.
Oh, but old, like properly old.
Like 85?
Yeah.
I think if you remember, like in the classic Seinfeld episode, I know you don't, but Agent Bookman, the library cop that comes after Jerry, he's a well-known character actor. And he's the guy that was like, you and your good time friends drawing all your pee-pees and wee-wees on books. He comes after Jerry because he sees like a book like is overdue. He got Jerry down. Anyway, he looked like that guy, but like double his age. And he is walking around. He's in a shirt and tie. His tie's undone a little bit. He has a fresh wound on him. He's cut.
I mean, like an open sore was just on him.
An open sore, and then I think he had some bandages too. He was not even he was bleeding.
Right. It was like he came from geriatric Fight Club.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And he comes over. He's like, "Yeah, what can I do for you?" I'm like, "Hi, how are you? I'm looking to buy a pair of diamond earrings." I was so overly polite.
Right.
Because I really wanted help, and I could tell the situation was bleak. And I said, "Hi, how are you? Merry Christmas. I'm looking to purchase a pair of diamond earrings, studs, and this is my price range. I'm looking to spend, I guess somewhere between I don't know, $1,000 and $1,300, $1,500. I don't know. And I don't know much about diamonds. So, is there anything that you could show me? Yeah, he's not even. I haven't told this story in a while, so jump in anytime.
Yeah.
But no sooner than he's really not interested in what I have to say.
Well, he's flummoxed.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy is overwhelmed to the point of instability. He's just, people are screaming at him. It probably was reminding him of like a foxhole he was in at one point.
Yeah, but wait, we're also now painting this picture to have sympathy for this guy when he was an asshole. He was a real asshole, this guy. He was a real number.
Yeah, don't forget, you're right. We're setting him up as an overwhelmed old codger, but he was probably a prick his entire life.
He definitely was.
Right.
And we didn't come in hot. I didn't come at him, and it's one at a time.
Sure.
And we waited our turn, and then we're very pleasant. And he no sooner than I was talking, he was like, yeah, whatever. He just whips out a bunch of diamonds. So I'm like, okay. So I'm looking at a couple of pairs, and this pair is $700, this pair is $1,000, this pair is $3,000, this pair is $1,000. And I say, all right, so like for example, like why is this? These look identical. Why is this $500 more than that? They're the same exact. They look identical. Right. He had no time.
Right.
He had no time to answer a single question about diamonds.
He tried to throw diamond babble speak at us. At first, he was like, the color, the cut.
Yeah,
it's the cut.
It's color and cut. It's color and cut. I said, no, I've heard that before, but what I'm saying is this looks like the same color and the same cut. Like, can you just explain the difference? And he said, well, what do you want me to tell you? They're diamonds. So I looked up at him and I'm like, whoa. I'm like, yes, I know they're diamonds. I just asked you for diamonds. I know what diamonds look like. I know these are diamonds. I'm just asking you, can you just explain to me a little bit further? And he's like, oh, God. He's like, no two diamonds are alike. So I was like, oh, all right.
Well, you jumping a step after.
All right.
Do you remember we were like, how do we even know these are good diamonds or not? And
I thought that came after.
I don't know. Yeah. He pulls out, it looks like something that Egon Spengler invented for the Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
It's like a black box with a diode sticking off the end with a light, with like a blinking light.
I've never seen anything like it.
Right. It sounds like it's like a prop maker for Star Trek in the 60s would make it to read aliens. Like that's what it looks like. And he goes, look. He goes, they're diamonds. Look, I touch this, and he touches the tip of the diode to the fucking diamond, and the light goes red. He goes, that proves it's a diamond.
Right. I looked at you. I would love to have a picture of my face when I looked at you. I looked back at him, bleeding. And I said, what is that? And he's like, it's a machine that tells you it's a diamond. He starts yelling. He starts raising his voice.
I mean, so much so that other people are looking over.
Yeah. I'm like, well, just because you put that up to the thing that turned red, what was the process there? Like, what? I said,
what chemical reaction occurs? Anything?
What the fuck? Like, it just went beep, 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 and it turned red. And I was like, I've never seen this. I said, that's not even here nor there. I wasn't questioning that it wasn't a diamond. Like, I was asking you to just explain the difference between the two and a little bit about diamonds. I wasn't, accusing you.
Right. And his answer was, look! And he touched it back to the diamond, and the light went back on.
He's like, look, I just told you, it's red light. That means it's a diamond. And I was like, I'm sorry. Am I out of line right now?
Right.
I said, you're a diamond salesman at a diamond shop. I'm looking to buy a diamond. I was like, I'm about to spend $1,000, and I can't ask you. I can't meekly request slight
clarification on the basics of diamonds.
On what I'm about to purchase. Like, I can't even, I'm talking about the difference in spending $500 here.
Again, at that age, in your mid-20s, $500 is a lot. It's a lot of money now.
It's a lot of money now.
Right, but back then, it's an almost insurmountable amount of money.
Yeah. I was trying to get, a really nice gift. I was trying to do something nice.
Right.
He goes, oh, God, Jesus. No two diamonds are alike. And he just walked away. He just walked away Like, I was flabbergasted.
Well, no, he was that. Do you remember the full explanation he had? He's like, diamonds are like people.
Oh, I thought he said snowflakes. Yeah.
No, diamonds are like people. No two are alike. We just started laughing in his face. We're like, what does that even mean? Like, what does that mean? He's like people. No two people are alike. No two diamonds are alike.
Mind you, he's 85 and bleeding. And there's all sorts of like prison shit going on around us. Like women are punching each other for like fragrances. It was insane. It was like it was like in the midst of chaos. I wish like a cartoonist would draw the scene. Like it was just like, it looked like the battlefield from Braveheart. And in the middle was an old man, a bleeding old man, and two young people just speaking about diamonds.
Diamonds are like people. No two are alike. He was screaming so loud that, like, his coworkers were coming over and being like, is everything all right? Like, what? We thought so.
There's no way that guy... There's no way he's alive today.
No, he's definitely dead. You can't get that angry at like the ABCs of diamonding. And
mind you, I was angry and also we were in all of our glory with this guy and angry at the same time. Right. But there'll never be another person like him.
Well, no two people are alike. Right, they're like diamonds.
And now he's gone. So I wish you would have like befriended him, but. So I buy some diamonds from him, and I forgot that part. I bought them. This motherfucker sold me diamonds. The guy who wanted to give me better than his best price, I say no to. The guy who gives me fucking hepatitis, I'm like, where do I sign? So I buy the diamonds from him. I spend like $1,100.
Right.
$1,100.
Right.
Back in the day when we used to eBay, I eBayed and I had purchased an external DVD burner.
A big deal back in the day.
Big deal. It's like when they were like
right.
DVD burners came out, and then if you didn't have one already, you got the external because you didn't want to get rid of your computer. I got it. I never used it. It was new in the box, brand new. I go to eBay it. I put it up. It's perfect. I put up the pictures, the description, everything.
Right.
It gets sold. Gets sold for a very reasonable price. It was like $65. Okay. I write the person right away. Remember I told you I was like just so concerned with making it a pleasant experience. So I would always have 100 average on eBay. So I write the guy right away. I say, hey, you won. All good. Congrats. I'll mail it within 3 days. I'll send you a confirmation number. So on and so forth. He doesn't write me back. Mm. He doesn't have to.
Sure.
But that's just a fact to know.
Just let you know what type of guy this guy is off the bat.
Well, I don't even think he didn't even have to write me back. I'm just letting you know.
Didn't have to, but you wrote a nice letter.
Believe me, the protocol wasn't even for him to necessarily return it. That's not why I'm saying it. What I'm saying is he had an opportunity to write me back, which he should have utilized, which you'll find out later. So I package the thing up nice, I wrap it up, I send it to his address on record in Arizona. For those of you not familiar with eBay, once he makes a purchase, I get his information. It says his name, his shipping address, and it tells me how he paid me and when he paid me, and that's it. And we can leave each other a little missive or whatever. So I left him that, and I got it out. I mailed it on time. Okay? About 3 weeks pass.
Mm.
And I get a note. He paid me through PayPal.
Okay.
About 3 weeks pass, and I don't have a rating from him yet, and I don't have any communication from him. And out of nowhere, I get a letter, an email from PayPal saying that due to a possible, infraction on your part, there was an attempt to get money back from someone, and your account now is under review, and you have a complaint logged against you. And, you'll wait to hear from us on further notice. Like, they might suspend my account. They might just refund his money. They might side with me. I'm in arbitration right now.
Sure.
I have no idea what the hell they're talking about or who they're talking about. Right? So I look it up, and it's the fucking guy. His name was Frank. Mm. And he just called PayPal, logged a complaint against me, tried to get his money back, never contacted me. So I wrote to him and I said,
I'm sorry, you sent it to him at this point?
This was 3 weeks ago. I mailed the DVD burner.
So he has the DVD burner.
3 weeks.
Right. Okay.
So I contacted him. I said, hey, Frank, I got this thing from PayPal saying that I have an infraction and they're reviewing my account and our situation's in arbitration. I have no idea what they're talking about. I said, I gave you the confirmation number. I mailed it within 2 days, everything. Right. I said, is there any issue? Could you let me know? And he wrote back. He's like, yeah. And he just wrote back and I wrote it so professional and
sure.
I really.
You're going for that 4-star rating.
Sure, I am. Yeah. So he just wrote me back some he just scribbled yeah, I told you my address was in Jersey and you didn't mail it to that address. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, I mailed it to your address on. So then I went and looked. And I said, what is this? So what it is he changed his address on PayPal. Doesn't matter. He didn't change his address on eBay. So his family lives in Arizona. He moved to Jersey. So I went to his family's house. He still was in possession of it.
Right.
So I look on eBay. His address, even 3 weeks later after this arbitration, is still Arizona. Right. He says he told me to send it to Jersey. I look on PayPal. On PayPal, his address is New Jersey.
Okay.
But that he didn't change it in both places. He made the mistake of thinking it was changed for when he purchases something. But little does he know, everything he purchases is going to Arizona. Right. He didn't make the proper change. So I wrote him back.
Frank's fault.
Frank's fault. I wrote him back. I said, Frank, I was confused about what happened, so I thoroughly researched the problem, and I think I found the issue. It seems that you put your new address on your PayPal account. However, when you make a purchase on eBay, I get forwarded your eBay information. Right. If you look right now, your eBay information was never updated, and it still has your Arizona address. Thus, the DVD burner and anything you purchase or win from eBay is going to go to that address until you make the change.
It was plain spoken. This is a problem.
Right. As you can see by the confirmation number, your DVD.
I like how your tone even changes to a slightly subservient. How may I help you?
In the telling of the story.
Yeah, in the tone of the story. You're like, Frank, you have to understand. The address was changed.
Because that's the tone I was thinking when I was typing.
Great. You're an excellent storyteller. Right. That's all.
So I wrote, listen, I said, as you can see by the confirmation number, the package was accepted and received in Arizona. Do you still know the person there? Are they not there? And you wrote back, yeah, it's real annoying now because I don't have it yet and I needed it. And now I got to try and get it from Arizona, which is a bit annoying.
Okay.
And I was like, okay. I said, you've never written me once to let me know that was an issue, but you just went straight ahead to PayPal and put a possible suspension on my account for fraud or whatever you did. And so I was like, so you knew that it got delivered to Arizona. I said, and also if I didn't, why would I intentionally send it to the wrong address after you quote unquote told me, which that you didn't? Right. And two, how would I even have your old Arizona address?
Sure.
Right. I didn't, you didn't call me and say, hey, I have two addresses, Arizona and Jersey. Make sure you send it to Jersey. Right. So it was just I said, you could have called me to rectify this. I said, I would have been more than happy to. I said, I either would have, we would have got to the bottom of it 3 weeks ago. I said, I would have even, if you really insisted, I probably would have just took a return.
Right.
I was like, but instead you called PayPal and now I might get my PayPal privileges revoked. Right. Because I'm not even sure why. Why wouldn't you just contact me first? The first course of action, just contact the seller.
Right.
It would have took a one-line email. We would have resolved it within a day or two.
Right.
Now, 3 weeks later, we're in this little tussle. Right.
Right.
So I said, I don't know what I could do for you now, buddy. I said, now I don't think I'd be willing to go that far for you. I was like, I don't understand why you had to do that. It just seems like the most, I gotta find the email, but I really, really worded it in a way that just was professional and courteous, sure. But was what can I do? Never answers me.
Okay.
I assume that he worked out the thing and got it on his own, but I have no idea.
Right. What had happened with PayPal? Anyway?
I don't know if he gave me a negative eBay review.
Okay.
I'm not sure. PayPal, I kept the money. Nothing ever happened to my PayPal account. Nothing. It just dropped off the face of the earth.
Great.
I didn't go any further. I'm assuming he just was like, this is more trouble than it's worth. Right. I don't even know what. He got his thing. I waited and I waited for that negative eBay thing to come. I don't think it ever came.
Okay.
That was it. I was done with Frank. I was done with the external hard drive.
On your merry way.
Never heard from him again.
Right.
That's it. That's the end of the story.
Right.
Okay. A while later, 2 years.
2 full years.
2 full years, 24 months later, I'm out in Manhattan.
Right.
Hanging out.
Yeah.
Drinking it up, having some fun with the friends and everything like that. Come home. It's about 4 a.m.
Sure.
4 or 5 a.m. I get in my house. I'm a little tipsy. I open up my laptop, check, whatever. Check my email, check Facebook, whatever. And I have an email. And I don't know who it's from. I don't recognize the name.
Right.
I open it up, and it's from Frank. It's from Frank from eBay. The guy, the external hard drive guy. It's the response to the email that I sent him 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That courteous response, the courteous, thorough response that I told him I researched everything. It seems that this is the problem. I don't know why you decided to go straight to PayPal. I would have been happy to resolve it for you. I hope that you make the change so this doesn't happen to you on your future purchases. Let me know where you'd like to go from here, but I'm really not sure where we can because of the infraction, blah, 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 blah. Oh, and then he also threw in back then, I'm sure it don't work. Like, I don't even know what he meant. I was like, it is, in fact, never used as I stated.
Right.
Oh, no. Then I'm sorry. I missed one small part of the story. He told me all that. I told him that. He then got the DVD burner and he wrote me back. This is after the PayPal complaint. He got the DVD. I said, this is why you should have just called me. Sure. I would have helped you in any which way I could. Whatever. He then went through the motions, got the burner, and then wrote to me, I opened the burner. It don't work.
Right.
I think it's, I don't know what you sold me, but it doesn't work. So I wrote him back, Frank, the DVD burner was new and sealed in the box. I was like, I assure you, it works. I'm sure this is a case of you are not looking at the manual or using it properly. Right. I was like, it was sealed in a box. I said, if anything, your problem's with the manufacturer, but I'm sure it works. I said, here's a link. I found it. I said, there's an online manual to it.
So you even went above and beyond with that.
I'm sure it's not.
Okay.
I'm sure it don't work like you stated. Right? 2 years later, he never answers it. Right. 2 years later, I come home. Okay. Right. I'm probably eating a knish. Right. I'm sitting on my kitchen table. I open my laptop. I'm like, Frank, I think his name was like Frank Buddha or something like that. I open up the thing. I'm looking and I see, and it's from him. And I'm like, what? Because the subject line is the R-E. Sure. And it's like I-O, like DVD external burner. And I'm like, so it rings a bell. I'm like, holy fuck. Am I drunk? This can't be. This is, and it's 2 years later.
Right.
I open up the email and it's an email from Frank. The beginning, middle, and end, the entire body, the entire sentence, everything is, you're an ass. 3 words. 3 words.
2 years.
24 months later, he responds with, you're an ass. That's it. It was so ridiculous and brilliant.
Right.
It was ridiculous and brilliant. And now it was sent at like 4 a.m. too.
Sure.
So what I figure is he went out, he got drunk, he came home, opened his email, and was like looking through old emails and just like, fuck this guy, I'm just going to fire up that he's an ass.
Right.
2 years later, he brings it. I was so, mind you, I never did anything wrong. Never. I did nothing wrong. I was only courteous to this man. I did all that I could to help him. And he sinks that low and he just drops on me, you're an ass. The way this resonated with me at a 4 a.m. drunk time period, I was a mixture of in his hysterics of laughter and enraged.
Right.
Like I was literally laughing like, who the fuck? I had such confusing emotions because it's also just so fucking funny because either he's a genius or he's a drunk idiot most likely, but he didn't mean to stumble on such comedic timing.
Right.
And it was so potent in its simplicity.
Yeah.
3 words.
And you couldn't stop talking about it.
Not even fuck you.
Yeah.
Or, hey, you know what? I just saw this old thing. It never worked. I think he just wrote, you're an ass, and he just let it lie there.
Send.
Put it out into the ether. Yeah, just send. Exactly.
It rocked your world.
It rocked my world.
You couldn't stop talking about this.
It was 3 in the
morning. What year was this?
This had to be it had to be at least 6 years ago, 7 years ago.
Because you were obsessed with it.
7 years
Rightfully
ago.
so. It's amazing.
I couldn't believe it. I printed out the emails. I brought them to work with me, and I would show everyone the emails. I would read them the chain that I wrote. You would think I was the CEO of a company. The way that I wrote, I'm telling you, it was beautiful the way I worded this thing. And then I'd read all that, and then they're like, all right, what happened? And I'd be like, and I'd show them, it just goes, you're an ass. 2 years later. And everyone's crying, laughing. I'm like, this motherfucker. He really got under my skin. And I was going to just fire one back to him and be like, fuck you, you asshole. I'm the, what are you talking about? Blah, 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 blah. Or even just say, you jerk. Like, I did everything. There's no reasoning with this guy.
No.
There's no reasoning with
Frank does not know reason.
Joe Savarese he was as obsessed as I was, my buddy. And he went to Facebook, typed in his full name and his city, and found a picture of the guy. And he's like, dude, you're never going to believe what this guy looks like. And the guy is a fucking geek, right?
Really?
Yeah, he has like nerdy glasses. He looks nerdy.
Do you still have that? Can we get him?
I have it. Oh, my God.
Can we get him?
Oh, my God. I will find this guy and we'll get him on the fucking show.
Well, there's more to the story. So let's not get ahead of myself.
So we're crying at what the guy looks like. Well, now he'll never come on the show that he hears this. But we're crying at what he looks like. Well, I shouldn't say he's a geek, but he's not like he didn't look like what I thought is what he should say.
Right.
He was older. He had glasses. A little bit of a heavyset dude. Like he just. I don't know. Like, it was just hysterical to put your ass to that picture. So we're crying. And then, like, every so often, like, Joe Savarese just texts me, you're an ass with that photo. Right? So it's become like a meme between us, right? So I had an idea. And I didn't tell anybody my idea.
Right.
I didn't tell anyone. It was so hard to keep this secret. But I'm like, I got to get this guy back. I got to do something.
All right.
What can I do? What would be the best thing for me to do? How could I really get this guy?
Right.
How could I blindside him? How could I make up for how he made me feel with his urine ass?
Right.
What is the perfect, like, checkmate to do to this guy?
Right. There's an obvious answer.
What?
Well, what you did. I don't want to ruin it for you.
Okay. What I did was, and this may be one of my most shining moments.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
I waited 2 years. I waited 2 full years. Now.
Counting down the time.
Counting it down.
You didn't forget.
No.
You were like, I'll worry about this in 2 years.
Every day I was like, I crossed the one thing off my calendar. Every day. I did that like red line through the day.
Right.
We are now 4 years removed from the sale of this external hard drive.
The technology is outdated.
It doesn't even, it's completely obsolete.
Right.
It's 48 months later.
Right.
A child that didn't exist before now is learning script.
Right.
Like that's like 4 years. Wars have begun and ended.
And won and lost in less than 4 years.
Yeah.
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 So 4 years later.
Yeah.
What do?
I opened up my email.
And you knew the day was coming.
Yeah, it was
You're
coming.
like, next Thursday is 2 years to the day that I got this from Frank.
Right.
Great.
I open up my email and I write him back. No, you're the ass.
Oh, God.
That's all I wrote.
That is funny.
I just don't know. You're the ass. 2 years later.
Right. And how long ago was that?
Oh, man. I mean, at this point, that was probably It's been years now.
So he didn't. Sadly, Frank didn't.
No. I mean, he had to have received mine.
Yeah.
Like, what did he do when he received it? Is he like one of these dolts that just like saw it and was like, what a jerk? Or was he like, oh my God, that's fucking funny?
If he did, I feel like if he had that reaction, he would have gotten back to you.
Right.
You know?
I mean, I can see like a friendship coming to that. You know?
Yeah, it would be sad if it went to his spam folder and he never saw it. You know what I mean? That would be upsetting to me.
Joe, when we had no money, was still spent the way he does.
He's
now.
insane.
He would get $1 and spend $2.
Right.
He's insane.
But he's rolling through life, enjoying it. Nobody enjoys life more than Joe Gatto.
He runs and guns, man.
Yeah.
He does the run and gun offense. He walked into his house one day with a parrot and a parrot cage that cost thousands of dollars.
Right.
Thousands of dollars.
The African Grey.
African Grey, named it Max. Comes in. I'm like, what the fuck did you do? I bought a parrot. You bought a parrot? Yeah. How much? It was like, I think $1,800.
Right.
This is when we were.
I know. He was making minimum wage, right?
Yeah. I was like, what? Yeah. How much is the cage? The cage was like $1,200 or whatever. How much was all the accoutrements? He spent $3,500 on a fucking parrot. I was like, why would you do that? Now you have a parrot. You have to watch a parrot. How long does a parrot live? 80 years. You just signed on for a fucking 80-year responsibility. You spent $3,000 that you don't have.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it learns up to 1,200 English words. So I said, there's something else that does that. Fucking other humans. Like, just pick up a fucking phone. 1,200. And then meanwhile, he has the parrot like 2 years.
Right.
By this point, it should have known hundreds of words.
Sure.
Ask me how many words it said.
How many words did Max say?
0.
All right.
0. Do you understand?
That's
less than 1.
That's like a mentally like slow parrot.
Yeah, he bought it. It didn't even make. All it did was go woohoo.
Right.
No. That's all Joe did to it. He'd walk in every day. I think it did it first. So then instead of, well, you know what this parrot did? This parrot trained Joe. I bet he turned to his parrot friend. He goes, watch this. I got a human. I can make a sound. He repeats to me. Because all the parrot did was go, and then Joe, so that's all. Joe walked in for 3 years into the room to give it
a cracker,
sawdust to chew on. And he would go, and that's all it did back. And the thing used to fucking attack me all the time. Shit everywhere.
Oh, I remember things flying down the hallway at you, dive bombing you.
It would literally try to tell you, don't worry, its wings are clipped, its claws are clipped. He would come right at my face. People want to know why I don't like these things like cats and birds. Then one time he swears, he goes, I'll put them on your hand. I'll just put them on your hand. Don't put them on my hand, Joe. Don't put them on my hand. He puts them on my fingers. Immediately, the thing started shitting and didn't stop shitting. Like, it just started shitting and did not stop shitting all over me. Anyway, he spends money like there's no tomorrow.
Right.
Then he tells me, lives 80 years, learns 1,200 English words. If it catches a draft, it dies.
How does it live in the wild?
Who the fuck knows?
Because I used to have those budgies, those little parakeet things.
Yeah.
And that was always the thing. No draft. No draft. Don't keep by an open window. Don't keep by an open window. And then you see pictures of them in the wild and they're just sitting on a tree in the middle of fucking Australia.
Well, they're not by an open window.
Yeah, I guess. But you think it's the open window that's doing it?
I don't know. What is it about a draft? But a draft makes you stiff, though. Because that's what I was going to tell you about the ceiling fan earlier.
Right.
They say if you just like point out like an oscillating fan on you and go to bed, you're fucked up when you wake up.
Why?
Let me tell you about an isolated incident at the Austin Hilton.
Yeah.
First of all, upon checking in, what are you laughing at?
The reason I wish we did this on a video medium or even had a What Say You television show, because I get to see your face as you prepare to tell the story, and like it's just something comes over you. It's funny because I know it's coming. But
upon checking in, we went up to our room. I was on the 20th floor, and I noticed a lot of hubbub on the floor already.
Okay.
There was a lot of a buzz, okay? There was people running back and forth, and as I went down the hallway, which is a really long hallway, it kept on, like, there was, like, waves of sound coming out of rooms, radios, loud talkers, you know, a lot of messing around. No big deal. It was like 3 p.m. had a lot of those things where, you know, that like the security bar that you close so the maid can't get in while you're taking a shit or something like that. Well, those things, you know, when you could close them and then close the door so they keep the doors open.
Yeah, absolutely.
There was a lot of that going on, which I felt like maybe that meant like people were in and out of rooms, like it was Melrose.
There's no other reason to do it.
Yeah, it's not Melrose Place. So I said, all right, well, let's see. Hopefully that'll die down. I go back and I go to sleep. I want to go to sleep, so I go straight back to the room and I go to lay down and I hear people, but I don't see anybody. And I go in the room. I prepare myself. I do my nightly ritual, right? I brush, floss. I use a little scope.
Sure.
I pack my bags to prep for the next morning.
You won't prepare.
I call for a wake-up call.
Right.
I wound down. I listened to a little Pete and Sebastian.
Right. There you go.
I did. So, and I got all ready for bed. I got in bed, and I hear it. I hear people talking. Like, and you hear it. Like the bass of the voice just echoes down those hallways.
Right.
And I heard it, like, I hear the conversations. So I said, I'm not going to be a dick about it. I'll wait 10, 15, 20 minutes. I'll just see if it goes away. Maybe it's just people kind of making their way to the room and not, you know,
it's a party town. It's a party town.
Right.
So who knows?
Yeah. So maybe they're just like parting ways in a couple of minutes. I wait 15, 20 minutes. It doesn't stop. I listen by the door, and it's just loud as fuck. So I'm like, you know what? Let me place a quick call down to and I'll tell you, to make the jump to, I'm going to call down to the front desk, it wasn't even like confrontational yet. It was like, I gave it its 20 minutes.
Sure.
I don't want to deal with it. Let me make a quick call. Maybe they'll do a pass through.
Right.
And they'll just say, hey, guys.
Because also, it's not just you. There are other people being kept awake, too.
How many? I mean, it has to be 50 rooms on that floor, whatever the hell it is. So I call down. It makes me feel like an old man. But I call down. I say, hey, I'm in room, 2043. And there's been people talking outside for 20 minutes. I said, I'm just really trying to wind down. It's approaching 2 in the morning. No problem, sir. We'll take care of it. I wait 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. Never slowed down. I call down again. I say, hey, hi. It was the same woman. I said, it's 2043 again. I said, nothing has changed. It's been 20 minutes since we spoke. Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. Let me check to see if security's made it there yet. Okay, thank you. I hang up and I'm like, all right, well, 20 minutes is a while when I'm telling you that people are
an elevator up 5 floors, right?
People are up there making a ruckus.
Right.
So it gets louder. 5, 10, 15 minutes later now again. And it gets louder to the point where it's like outside my door. So I look out of the peephole and you could see almost like a fishbowl thing. So you could see like 2 doors down and 2 doors down the left. Yes, I'm in my pajamas.
This is the turn. This is where I know the story. This is the turn when you're in your pajamas staring out the peephole.
Yes. So I'm staring at it.
There's a choice to stare out the peephole as opposed to peek your head out the door. Like there's still a hide in Anne Frank victim sort of thing. Let me see what's going on without being directly involved thing going on.
Right.
All right.
I'm still the anonymous annoying neighbor. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like I was going to do it, but I just had to get there. Right. So, and I also just was like, let me just see why it's getting louder. I mean, I don't have to peek my head out to see them because it's a fishbowl thing. I mentioned that.
Right.
So I see a couple walk past my door, and then they're trying to get into another room right across the hall, and they're banging. But at least, and now they're making more noise than ever, but at least they're trying to get into the goddamn room.
Right.
After about 5 minutes of knocking, someone opens the door. I guess their friend was sleeping, and they go in. Right after that, I see another guy walk past me, and another guy walk the opposite way past me. I'm hoping they go into their rooms. I'm like, all right, so that's hopefully over with. I get back in the bed, but I hear the same kind of thing I've been hearing. It's the same tone, the same voice, the same volume. I still hear it. What the fuck is going on? I've called 3 times. So I go and I look through the peephole one more time, and I can't see anything in the periffs. And I hear it. I said, you know what? I'm going it. I'm doing it. I'm going to go out there. I swing the door open. I step out. There's a girl in her shorts and pajamas, like her short shorts and like a little t-shirt, sitting on the floor of the hallway, 5 feet from my door, talking on the phone at a regular volume. It is 3 a.m. It's 3 a.m. I got to get up at 8 a.m. for my flight. She's sitting on the floor. I don't like to talk about people. I don't like to. This has nothing to do with the fact that she's a woman. It has nothing to do with the fact that she's a young person. It has nothing to do with the fact that she is whoever she is.
Right.
And I don't like to disparage people, but she has this coming. Okay. She has this coming, all right, and she'll never know about it, so I don't even know. But this fucking son of a bitch,
right.
Bastard, motherfucking girl.
Yeah.
I swing the door open. I step fully out of the door, and she's just talking. She doesn't even look up. I go, "Excuse me." She goes, "Yeah." Now she's drunk, and she's almost lost her voice. So her voice sounds like. Oh, I wish I could think of something of what it sounds like. Her voice sounds like Kirstie Alley almost. It's a very deep, raspy.
Okay.
She almost lost it, and she's like, it's just a very annoying tone, and it's literally bellowing down the hallways. Like the hallway is basically like a tube, a channel of sound.
Right.
And I go, "Excuse me." She goes, "Yeah." I go, I go, "Are you serious?" She goes, what? I go, "What are you doing?" I said, "It's 3 a.m. You're talking on the phone in the hallway."
Did you ever think to approach it differently? Like, hey, could you just go, like, talk down by the elevators?
Well, that's what I said. I said,
Okay.
"Excuse me." And she's like, "Yeah." I said, "Do you think you could do that in your room?"
Right.
And she's like, she was beyond rational.
Well, she was drunk.
Yeah. So she said something back to me, and I was like, "But you see where I'm coming from, right?" I said, "It's 3 a.m. You've been sitting there for the last hour on your phone." I was like, "You're right outside my door. It's 3 a.m. It's not even like it's the afternoon. And it's not even like you're down the hall. Like, go down the hall." And she's like talking to her friend while she's talking to me. She's like, "Yeah, it's just some jerk. Like, he's just like, I don't even care." He's just like, and then she's like, she goes, "It's just some guy." I'm like, "You have to be kidding me." I was like, I'm sleeping. It's 3 a.m. She goes, "Yeah, you're making more noise right now. Let's be honest with each other." She's like, "You're making more noise right now than I even am on this phone. You're making it worse." And I was like, "I don't care that I'm making it worse. I'm not making it worse. You've been talking for 1 hour. I'm not making it worse." And she's like, "Yeah, all right, okay, whatever. I'm talking on the phone, so it is what it is, and I'm here." I'm like, "You can't just go down the hall." I said, "You can't." What blew my mind was the fact that she just couldn't do it in her room. Right. What must be is that she had a roommate.
Well, she just want to keep them up.
That was sleeping. Right. So I was like, "Just go to your own room." And she's like, "Yeah, okay." I was like, now.
You're getting all worked up.
Now, I feel like if I was Bruce Banner,
right,
I would have had purple shorts on at this point, right? I feel myself, and I'm like literally talking my inner self down from all the ideas running through my head. Right. Like one was to literally just punt her face. Like one was and I was like, "I can't do that. I'll get in a lot of trouble." And then I was going to just start screaming, like, "Hey, if I'm getting out, everyone's getting out. And then you're going to be the cause of it." I wanted to hit the sprinklers. I didn't know what to do. And then I was like, "That's going to put me out." So then I was like, I'm going to go up to her. She's drunk. Right. She had 2 phones. One she was looking at and one she was on.
Sure.
I was going to just go up to her, take her phone out of her fucking dumb hands, and I was going to wing it as hard as I could down the hallway. And I actually took a step toward her and stopped. And I was like, "All right." And I said to her, "You know, you got to move. You can't stay there. You're not going to be able to stay there." And she's like, "Oh, yeah, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?" I said, "Obviously you can't stay there. I'm going to make a call." She goes, "Call security guard. They already came up here. They didn't do a thing." And now that's where that's when I was like, well, that's when my problem with the Hilton kicked in. Because they sent this guy up, this fucking Good Time Charlie, whoever the hell he was, right? Who supposedly he passed an interview to work for the goddamn place. Where's the quality control? When someone calls 3 times, that guy goes up there, what does he do? He does a once-over, and he sees a drunk girl laying on the hotel floor on her phone. Right. What does he do? He doesn't say you have to get up. Right. She never left. And she even said it. So I was like, yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll call security again. I don't know. And she's like, God, you're going to have to. This is when she took it to another level. She goes, God, I'm staying right here. You want me to move? You're going to have to call 911.
I gotta say,
I wanted to call 911.
I admire the balls on her at that point.
Oh, God, please.
Because fuck you. She's just like, what are you going to do about it?
I hate her. I hate her.
No, I hate her too, buddy. I'm on your corner. I'm just saying, but there's a brazenness that's, to be admired in
I swear to God, I was almost just like, yeah, but I have to call 911. And I just almost like, I wanted to just wanted to get our phone and just break it in front of her face, So then I said, I just switched. Something went off inside me and I said, all right. I said, look at yourself. I said, look at yourself. You should be ashamed. I said,
this neighborhood is changing.
Yeah. I said, aren't you embarrassed? Aren't you embarrassed? You're a grown woman sprawled out on a goddamn hotel floor at 3 a.m. drunk. You got no voice. I was like, you have no consideration for anyone. Look at yourself. Look at yourself. So she's just like, yeah. And she's talking to her, yeah, it's just some asshole trying to get me to move. He's going to have to call 911. He's telling me to look at myself. Right? So then I said, then I had it. And then I went to the next level. Right. And I said, you're a piece of trash. You're a piece of trash. Which was like the least insulting thing to her. It meant nothing. It meant nothing. Like it did nothing.
Right.
Like I was like, I'm about to, like if someone else was there, like I like looked both ways. I'm like, here it was like I was rolling up my sleeves. I'm like, I'm about to drop this fucking A-bomb on her. I'm about to drop this A-bomb. Watch this. And I said, you're a piece of trash. And then nothing happened. And I was maybe even more mad. I'm like, she doesn't care that I just called her trash. So then I went in and I saw downstairs the same lady picked up for the 4th or 5th time. And I was like, it's me. I didn't even say. I was like, you know who it is. I was like, this girl is on the floor drunk in front of my goddamn room. She's been on the phone for an hour. This is my 5th call to you. I got to be up at 8 a.m. I'm Hilton Honest. And I said, she said security came up and she laughed at your security. She laughed. She wants you to call 911. Okay, sir. Okay, I hear you loud and clear, she says. Oh, now you hear me loud and clear. I've been on the phone with her 5 times in an hour and 20 minutes. So she sends up someone, and in like 10 minutes, it's gone. Okay.
Did you watch that unfold?
Oh, no. Okay, so no. Oh, I forgot a part.
You forgot the main part.
I forgot the main part.
Right.
So then I say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to shame her. Right. And I say, you know what? I said, never mind security. I'm going to videotape you now. I'm going to videotape you. I'm going to put it on the internet. So I turned it on, and she's sitting on the floor, and I'm taping her, and she's just like, yeah, he's the video. Now he's videotaping me. He's videotaping now. Oh, yeah, I don't know. He says he's going to put it on the internet. So I was like, I did it for like 20 seconds, and then I was just like, I was so mad. Then I went in and called.
Right.
Oh, my God. If I had a time machine, I wouldn't even go back to like... before, like, I wouldn't even go back to like before something. I would go back to last night. Right. Because what I should have done was I should have walked up to her, sat down in front of her, and just held my phone up and videotaped her the whole time. I should have done something to get under her skin, like get her back. Because even now that the security guard came and he ushered her away, whatever, I feel like she feels like she might have won that.
Right.
But she didn't win the war, but she won the battle. Maybe. I don't know. I just wish I would have just recorded her stupid face.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So, but you have 20 seconds.
I have 20 seconds of it, but it's not the goal. It's not the goal it could be. That being said, I am posting it.
Yeah, we'll put it up.
And by the way, Declan emailed me, and tonight, I swear to God, tonight, I'm putting up the pictures from the hotel last time where I found clam chowder on my bed, and I'll put the one tonight. Me and hotels, I don't know. But so I taped her, but what I really wanted to do was I should have started in the room, like a real nice cinematography. I should have started it like we open up on the clock. It's 3 a.m. and the camera pans and then moves to the front door, and I open it up, and then I peek it out, and you see this horrible fucking human being. I wonder what her parents are like. And then I could just go right into her face with it.
Right.
Until she got... I wish I could have done it. Anyway.
For next time.
Yeah. So 10 minutes later, I hear it quiets down. 10, 15 minutes later.
Right.
And then I hear something at my door. I hear...
Rustling of paper.
What is this keeping me up now?
Right.
I go to the door, and I see a letter from the Hilton.
Right.
They slid it under my door.
At 4 in the morning?
At 4 in the morning.
Okay.
They slid it at 4 in the morning, and then they slid this one. So they slid it. This was literally, I guess they made the security guard bring it right after.
Right.
Okay. And it is essentially a form letter.
Sure. It's on official Hilton letterhead.
Yes. And it's pre-written.
Yes.
It's pre-written, which shows you there's a problem here.
Why did it take 5 calls to even get this letter?
Right. I don't even know. But he did nothing about it the first 4 times. He did not, so they couldn't have sent this letter. Maybe he thought, I don't know. But the letter is essentially a misguided letter that welcomes me to Austin and lets me know that Austin's the music capital of the world.
Oh, cool.
And then tells me they're sorry about the horrible, like they printed this.
Well, we'll take a picture of that. We'll also put it up on What Say You Pod.
That's right. Now it says, "Dear guest." Okay,
that's you.
Yeah. Right. By the way, they knew my name. They could have just wrote my name. It's dear guest.
Right.
Okay. Anyway, so dear guest, welcome to Austin, Texas, the music capital of the world. Now, this is how you open up a letter where you're apologizing to someone for 5 calls at 4 in the morning.
They're gonna brag about the hometown.
Yeah. Let me butter them up.
And by the way, wait a second. Is Austin the music capital of the fucking world?
I don't think so.
Nashville?
I know, Nashville.
Fucking New Orleans?
Motown?
Yeah, like what sort of... So right away you're getting served a heaping steaming pile of bullshit slid under your door.
Like I'm a cat and they're shining a fucking laser pen over here, right? Like I'm going to go like this. Holy fucking shit. Right. I'm in the music capital of the world?
Right.
Oh my God, I don't even care that it's 3:30 a.m. This fucking whore is outside my door. I don't give a shit. I can't believe where I am. I didn't even know where I was. I booked a fucking ticket. I didn't know where I was. Hey, my name's Guest. Dear guest, welcome to Austin, Texas, the music capital of the world. We'd like to thank you for selecting the Hilton Austin as a place to discover all that our city has to offer. Yeah, I also discovered every fucking horrible thing it has to offer, too. We're committed. They're committed to ensuring that all of our guests enjoy a comfortable and relaxing visit with us. So apparently commitment means 5 calls. Now,
sure.
Committed.
Well, you have to do the heavy lifting on the commitment part at this particular Hilton.
Now we shift into the second form paragraph already that has been. They probably have a guy that takes the elevator from 1 through 25 every night with 700 copies, and he just shoots them under every single door. Unfortunately, noise from other guests may have intruded upon your evening, and you may have been unnecessarily disturbed. For this, we'd like to extend our sincere apologies. We do hope the steps we've taken to rectify the situation have exceeded your expectations.
Well, I have problems with the verbiage here. Right. What's this may shit? You may have been...
Right.
What do you mean? There's no may about this.
Right.
Some fucking bitch was outside your door screaming on the phone, and then when you tried to talk to her about it, confronted you, basically mocked you to your face, made you feel like you were 80 years old.
Yeah, it should be like, Sal, dude.
Bro.
Sal, dude. We know that you had an interaction with human trash.
How bad, bro?
Yeah, I mean, it's really like, okay, we do hope the steps, they have the nerve to say, we do hope the steps taken that we took exceeded your expectations.
Did they?
No, my God. They failed in every way. I had to beg someone to remove trash. The way society works, you don't even have to ask to get trash removed. Trash gets removed 2 times a week automatically. I had to beg them 5 times to remove trash. 5 times. Do you know the last time I made a call 5 times to get one thing done?
Ever?
Never.
Right.
Never. Maybe trying to convince someone to come over and have some sex or something like that. But even then, no, that's a joke. All right. So please let us know if there's anything more we can do to ensure that the remainder of your stay is pleasant. I told the fucking lady on the phone the remainder of my stay was 400 minutes. I was leaving in 4 hours. It was 240 minutes.
Right.
The remainder of my stay. What am I going to do? All I want to do is sleep. Right. All I want to do is sleep.
Yeah. Will you able to sleep?
No, not really. Not really.
Okay.
Again, thank you for choosing the Hilton Austin for your visit to Austin, Texas. Our team will continue to strive to fulfill our promise to you of a good night's rest.
Strive harder, motherfucker. Do you want to say the name, or you want to?
Well, this isn't who I spoke to. This is just the overnight manager that never even bothered to get on the phone with me.
I'm going to say the name, Brad Peterson. I'm just going to go ahead and say it because
Brad Peterson, the overnight manager, he just basically hit fucking Control P, and that's supposed to quiet me down.
Right?
Not when I have a podcast to air grievances,
bitch. Listen. We deserve some fucking respect. We are the 2013 best new podcast Stitcher Award winner.
Yeah, and you think I get that for not airing grievances?
Right. You think we don't name names? What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? Of course we name names.
I want to go walk into the city.
Right.
And I want to get mugged in the city, and I want the mayor to hand me a letter. Hey, you're in the Big Apple. By the way, you're in the center of the universe, so that should take care of it.
We're taking a Broadway show. Yeah. We're awfully sorry about that mugging.
Yeah.
By the way, we know you called the cops 5 times during the mugging, and the mugger just hung around and confronted you repeatedly over an hour. But hey, we strive. We do what we can.
The mugger was like, call 911. But they had, so what they're saying in the last line was they have a team of people,
right, that
are striving to promise, these are all key words, a team of people striving to promise me a good night's rest. It was one of the worst experiences. Hey, the Hilton, I got nothing against the Hilton. They can't control who comes in and who comes out.
Sure.
That's a hotel. That's since the day a hotel was put up, you're going to have a drunk, you're going to have noise in the hallway. No big deal. I probably was that person.
I was about to say, if you remember in New Orleans, when I woke up with my head underneath an ice machine, 2 stories up in my boxer shorts, shit happens.
Right.
Shit happens.
That's right. But come up after the first call and exterminate these pestilent
human vermin.
Human vermin, really. Brad Peterson. Call yourself an overnight manager. Overnight. Right. You should be on top of that. Overnight.
I mean, if you're the overnight manager of the hotel, presumably that's your specialty.
That's right.
Right.
Never even spoke to Brad.
Right.
Unless he was the...
Do you want to call and try and get Brad on the phone?
Unless he was the ghost that fucking slipped his paper under my door. I hear you here for the position at the Hilton. Oh, yeah. What do you want to do? Overnight manager. Can you slip paper under 700 doors? Yeah, you're hired. So, I don't know. Let me see if I can even get the audio. If you could hear this horrible person's voice.
Right. Was there any concern on your part that she'd be like, oh my God, you're the guy from Practical Jokers, or you didn't care? You're beyond.
I could care less. She didn't recognize. I thought if she would, maybe it would help me.
Right.
If she didn't, that would have even been a better story.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll let him videotape me until security gets here.
I'll let him videotape me until security gets here.
Yeah. Anyway, where's Harley?
At that point, she quieted down. She was ranting and raving before I said it.
Why do you even want to have a conversation? I mean, she was just dug in at that point, right? And it's just like, well, fuck this guy. That's it.
I don't know. About the time I slept through my home being robbed.
I've never heard this.
Are you sure?
I've never heard this.
I just told this story, and my apologies, but I could have swore I told it on a podcast.
Never heard of it.
Okay.
Well, tell it, and if it comes back to me.
Okay, so... Okay. You ever have someone... I can't believe I didn't tell this story. If I did, I apologize. But anyway, you ever have someone bestow responsibility onto you that you didn't want and didn't ask.
Oh, it happens all the time.
You have no choice.
Sure.
Especially if it's in a moment where it's like, oh, hey, Dad, do this for me or whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And it's just, first of all, it's like way too much responsibility.
Sure.
But even if it's not, sometimes it's like, oh, I would rather not do that. I wish you didn't put that on me. But sometimes it's like way over the threshold of what should be acceptable responsibility. I used to work nights. I used to bartend. I used to go home 5, 6 in the morning. Right?
Right.
So I used to go home 5, 6 in the morning, have something to eat, get to bed 6, 7 in the morning. And that was my nighttime. And I used to sleep between 5 and 7 hours. And, I'd wake, and that was my clock. That was my routine for years. All right. So one time I lived downstairs from a guy who lived upstairs. He was a New York City detective.
What, this was your old apartment?
Yeah.
The basement?
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
He was a detective, this guy, right?
Wait. Okay, this is starting to tickle something to me. All right, keep going.
So I'm sleeping. I'm sound asleep, and I hear a bang at my door. And I'm like, what the heck? And I like had all the shades drawn and everything. Like it was like I had to keep the shades drawn because it gets light. It gets light when I get home.
Does this story get absurd? Like there's an absurd exchange at one point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, all right. I think I've heard this before.
Oh, do you think I said it on the podcast?
No. I know you haven't said it on the podcast. I haven't heard this story in years. I haven't heard this story in 10 years.
I jump up completely flustered, half asleep, and I run to the door in my pajamas. I'm in a pajama pants, a t-shirt. I'm barefoot, right? And I crack the door, like the light beams in, and it's my upstairs neighbor, my landlord.
Right.
And he goes, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just sleeping. Why? Whatever." He goes, "You didn't hear anything?" I'm like, "What?" I'm like, No. What happened?" He's like, "The house was robbed." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "The house was robbed." And I was like, "Are you kidding me? When?" He's like, "Right now." And I was like, "No." I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "I just came home. The front door is broken into. It's literally busted off the hinges, the front door. You didn't hear it?" I'm like, "No, I didn't hear anything. I was sleeping, He's like, "All right, let's go." He goes, "I didn't even go in yet. They might still be in here. They might still be in there. Let's go." And I just was like, "Wait, what?" And he just starts walking. He just starts walking to the front of the house. My door was in the back of the house. So I was like, oh my God, holy shit. So I just closed the door behind me. My hair sticking straight up in the air. My face probably has like lines on it. Right. My eyes are half open. I'm in my t-shirt's all wrinkly, like I'm in pajamas, barefoot.
You're no Batman.
I walk out of the house completely barefoot. The daylight hits me and I haven't even adjusted my eyes to the daylight yet. And I'm running down the driveway toward him to the front of the house to a door that's knocked off the hinges where there may be 1 to 100 burglars inside, like wielding weapons.
Sure.
I'm like, I don't even know what to do. And he's at the front door. He's like, ready? He takes a fucking gun out from his backside.
So he's armed. He's good to fucking go.
He is a New York detective who's like a big dude too. He's a big guy, been on the job a long time. He deals with perps, all that shit, right? All that's cop stuff, Perps.
So cop stuff.
He takes a gun out, right? We're at the front of his door. He goes, ready? He pulls out a gun. He cocks it, right? And then he holds it just like in the movies in front of himself like this.
Right.
And he goes flying in the door, like angling the gun in every which way, like in case there's somebody there.
Right.
I'm behind him, unarmed, barefoot, half asleep in my pajamas, and I have never dealt with a perp, right? I'm like, I don't know what to do. I gotta support the fucking guy. God forbid, I'm in too deep now.
Right.
What if someone jumps him and they're rustling for the gun, and I'm the third party? I'm the guy that has to come over and hit that guy or help free the gun. You know what I mean? I'm that guy.
You're backup.
I'm backup, but I'm like also like side up or whatever it is. It's just him. What if there's 2 guys? Now I'm not backup. Now it's 2-on-2.
Right.
What if there's 3 guys? Now I'm not backup. Now I'm outnumbered. So I'm only potentially backup. I don't know what I am. All I know is that I'm in pajamas. That's all I know. So he goes in and he's going against the wall like in the fucking movies, and he's going like this and he's swinging it around. It's fully loaded. He's ready to. He is ready This guy, I'm telling you right now, was like a nice guy, but he was a tough guy. There's no fucking way. He had a wife. She wasn't home.
Right.
He had a newborn. His wife was pregnant. There's no fucking way. He had every right. His door was on the floor. He has the right to carry a gun. I'm telling you right now, the guy was going to shoot somebody.
Of course.
The guy was going to shoot somebody.
Well, they train that in the academy. That's their thing. If you pull your gun, you're shooting to kill. It's not like the movies where they wing or they go to damage.
Shoot him in his calf.
No. Your gun's out. It's kill time.
Right. If someone jumps out at him, you don't think he's going to shoot that gun?
Right.
Here's another thing I'm thinking now. Let's just say there's one guy.
Right.
And he shoots him. Now I got to watch him murder. I'm in my pajamas. Like, I don't even understand.
Right.
I'm going to watch someone get blown away through the chest.
Right.
I don't want to see that shit. I've never seen that in my life. If there's two guys, I'm going to watch two murders. You know, like if one of the guys has a gun, unless there's a burglar with a gun and another unarmed burglar in pajamas, it's not a fair fight.
Like a guy who just woke.
like unless a burglar knocked on his friend's door and was like, "Yo, get up, come with me right now. I'm about to rob this bitch.
Break yourself, fool!"
And his friend was like, "What? I can't rob you. I'm half asleep." Like unless that happened, and then still yet. What if he just shoots the guy with the pajama burglar, and then I gotta fight the burglar with the gun? Like, there's way too many things going on that I don't want to be a part of right now. So he doesn't talk. So he's now speaking in like SWAT team moves to me, right? Like,
oh my god,
like, the eyes go through here, and I'm just like, all right, I'm like literally like I'm just holding up my fist. I swear to God, I'm like literally like just like this, like an old timey boxer or whatever. And he clears the first floor. He gets to the foot of his steps and he looks at me. He points to his eyes. He points up, and then he tells me to follow him. And he goes up the steps with his gun out, like just creeping up the steps. I'm 1 foot behind him.
Did he call the police? I know he is the police.
He called them already.
Okay.
But we were gonna do
sure.
In hindsight, he could have stood at the front door with his gun cocked.
That's right.
And I could have stayed sleeping on my couch. I didn't even have a bed.
You could have just rolled over.
I didn't even own a bed. I slept on a couch.
The famous couch.
Yeah, the couch. It's a bed couch. So I'm following him up the steps, and we get to the top of the steps. He fucking kicks a door in. Dude, it was just like the movies.
Right.
And I'm just waiting for someone to he could get killed.
Right, this doesn't excite you. There is a certain amount of people that would be like, this is awesome. This is not.
No. When you're in this moment, it's the most terrifying thing in the world.
Pussy.
No, I'm not a pussy.
Pussy.
No, Nugget, I would love to see you in this situation.
Nugget would be the man breaking into the house.
I figure you would. He's shooting a Nugget on contact. I'm just telling you right now.
Shoot 1 nugget, 5 nuggets rise in its place.
I don't want to be there for that.
There are not enough bullets in the world to kill Nugget. Continue, pussy.
So we're going up the steps, and here's what I'm thinking. This is one of two. I'm either going to watch someone get murdered.
Sure.
I'm going to watch my friend get murdered.
Right.
We both are going to get murdered.
If a guy, let's say, you got to finish your sentence. I don't want to cut you off.
I'm walking up the steps, and in
if a machete comes out,
in 15 steps, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to watch him murder 1 to 10 people. I'm going to watch 1 to 10 people murder him. I'm going to watch 1 to 10 people murder him, then me.
Right.
I'm just gonna die. Everyone else is gonna be fine. Like the murder, the guy's gonna get away with like a sweet stereo system, and somehow no one's gonna get hurt except for me. Like anything. And then I'm gonna get found in my fucking pajamas. They weren't even my best pajamas. So he goes upstairs, he kicks the door, and he swings the gun around, and he checks every room. I'm right behind him, and he's like, all right, they're not here. Like, this guy used to do dip. You know?
Right.
He's like, all right, they're not here. I'm telling you, he used to do that.
Right, got it.
And so he's like, oh, they're not here. And I was like, oh, shit. Like, as we go back downstairs, I'm fucking hyperventilating. And he's like cracking jokes. He's like, that fucker's lucky, you know? Go like fucking NYPD Blue and shit. And then the cops all screech and run out of the car toward the door.
Sure.
This is
absolutely
one of their own.
They announce that on the radio when they say this, like, right.
They run up and they like literally charge toward me, and they're just like, "Who are you? What's going on?" I'm like, "No. He's with me." Blah blah blah. And they're like, "All right, what's going on?" They start running up. They go, even though he did it all already.
Sure.
They go look around and everything, and then of course they ask him a couple of questions, and then out of nowhere, I become the number one suspect.
Really?
Yeah, because I was home and he wasn't home. So they're like, well, not like we know you did it.
Sure, they're not turning on a light in your eyes.
No, but all of a sudden they're just like, well, we have to let's ask him a few more questions.
Sure.
And again, I've now been up for like, what, 100 seconds? I don't even know, like a few hundred seconds, you know? So the door was busted off the fucking hinges. So the cops, like, you know, they're like, oh, their radios are going off. They all like form a semicircle around me and they're like, what happened?
Right.
You were the only one here. What happened? And I'm like, well,
and even when you didn't do something wrong, you still feel like, I gotta defend myself.
Oh, just like I've been writing a new joke about how, like, whenever a cop's behind me in a car,
right?
Like, everything I know about myself is doubted. Everything. Like, just because a cop car is behind me at a light or driving behind me, I'm just like, I hope there are no drugs in this car. Right. But it's my car.
There's no drugs in the car, right?
But I'm just like, I just hope I didn't do anything recently. Right. I forgot. But they turn on me and they go, what happened? You're the only one here. And I'm like, I don't know. And they're like, how do you not know? And I was like, well, they're like, you live downstairs. You had to have heard this. And I was like, well, no, I didn't hear it. And the cop's like, how can you not hear that? He's like, and he hits he's like, you don't hear that? I'm like, well, no, I was sleeping. And one of the other cops goes, sleeping? It's 1:30.
Now he's judging. He's judging your lifestyle like that's on top of everything.
I felt like all of a sudden, all my insecurities about dying shifted to my insecurities about where I was in my life at this point.
Yeah, because this cop's got a pension and a 20-year career.
What my job was, if I was doing the right thing by my parents, should I be proud of myself? Like, and I felt like they also
no.
I don't expect any encouragement from you at all.
Well, you won't get it, so you're right for once.
Oh, all right, there you go. So now I'm thinking that their interrogation might even be like they're actually smirking underneath, like knowing that when he goes sleeping, it's 1:30. These cops, they all like have this like sense of humor and stuff.
Yeah,
and like I think they were all just like laughing at me.
I like that your symbol, your physical representation of a sense of humor was you started throwing your elbows out like you were elbowing a guy next to you on both sides. You were like, they have a sense of humor.
So now I feel like they know it's not me, but now they're gonna make me answer for my lifestyle. Right. So I felt like, and don't get me wrong, like I worked at this place for 8 years. I worked hard there, and I later bought a bar because of everything that I learned there. It was like, you know, it was a good plan B, right?
Right.
But I was like, well, now I'm in, but I feel so stupid. I'm barefoot. Everyone in the room I was standing in everyone was in boots and had a gun in their hand.
Okay.
All right. I had on like a Gap. I had on like a Gap soft wash pocket tee.
Right.
With like Corona pants. Like Corona pajamas. And I was barefoot and my hair was like sticking up. I mean, even when someone rings your bell, even if you didn't come right out of bed, you're always like, oh shit, let me just what do I look like?
Sure.
Well, I look like a fucking idiot. Like I look like you rip someone out of their bed. And I was like, yeah, well, I work nights. And he's like, work nights? I'm like, yeah, I'm like, you know, I bartend, I work nights, and I get home at 6 o'clock. So like really like right now, this is really my morning right now. And I'm just like over explaining. I'm like, really, this is my morning right now. Like, I would, as a matter of fact, if he didn't knock on the door, I would have probably woke up like within 10 or 15 minutes because I wouldn't have slept much later than this, you know. And what I do is I get up right away, I jump in the shower, I eat something, and then I try and exercise a little, you know. And then there's things I do. I have to run my errands. I'm just going, and they're like, all right. They're like, how old are you? I'm like, whatever I was like, I don't know. I was like, I'm 30 or whatever. And he's like, And then they just like all like walked away from me and like literally walked away from me. Like they just all walked away and they left me standing there alone. Like, not only are we not interested in talking to you anymore, but we're not even gonna like you don't even like.
You're not even worth their time.
I just standing there alone.
Well, in their defense, a crime's afoot, and if they ruled you out, what are they supposed to do? Hold your hand through your life choices?
Right. But my point is, like, he was like, let's go. And one of two things. One, that's crazy that he said that to me.
Right.
It's crazy.
Why does he even want you as backup anyway? You're an untrained civilian.
I know. We were friends, and he was like a good guy.
Sure.
And like I would sometimes like we barbecue in the back. Like we became friends. Not close friends. But like
not following you to the gates of hell.
We were neighbors, definitely, and friendly neighbors, and he was my landlord, and stuff like that. But not like Not that. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just a mentality they have. Like, let's do this.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, you got it, I guess, if you're a cop.
But even if I was like, had like a coat on and some shoes,
right.
You know, I would have felt a little better. Oh, I could grab a bat or something.
Right.
But yeah, he did that to me. And then like, I went from questioning my life to like my lifestyle. Like it was life to lifestyle. And I'll tell you what, lifestyle was caused just as much anxiety.
Really?
Yeah.
So you would say possibly your innocence was robbed that day. The thieves, they took more than like a VCR and a 13-inch television.
Right. These people, and I don't remember what they got away with. I think they just didn't get anything. Maybe they stole some money.
Yeah.
But they have no idea. Just like, I don't know if I talked about that roach that got me a ride in a Rolls Royce, but the burglars have no idea.
Right.
That they gave me that experience. I'm talking about 10 years, like, you know.
Right.
8
now
years
they're
later.
getting talked about on a podcast.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, but I'm trying to develop that into a bit, too.
It's funny.
Yeah,
it's good.
Well, here you go for this one, all right, buddy?
Okay, I'm ready.
A week ago, I got a package delivered to my house. Okay? On it said a woman's name, but the address was my address.
Right.
So I said, okay, well, one of a few things here. Okay? This is either supposed to be for one of my neighbors in this area, and like they flubbed one of the numbers, so they brought it to my home. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Or it's a completely wrong address, in which case I gotta, you know, so I can maybe go next door and ring a bell or two and say, hey, is this yours? I don't recognize the name at all. Or I can wait to see the UPS guy again, say, hey, this is my address, but this isn't me. You figure it out.
Lots of options that normal people could take.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, because I told you the very beginning of what I did.
Right. But I was just saying, for a normal person, there's plenty of options.
Plenty of options.
Yeah.
I don't have time for that. I don't cross the UPS guy's path on a regular. So it sat on my kitchen table for a week.
Okay.
Saturday I was cleaning. I came across the package and I said, oh, this package. I don't want the burden of this package. What should I do? And it felt like it was just a very light article of clothing or whatever. It just didn't feel like it wasn't a big box or anything. It was in a bag. And I said, well, wait a minute. I order tons of shit. What if this is actually supposed to be mine and there's a misprint at Amazon and they just put the wrong name on it? I said, you know what? I'm not going to ring bells. I'm not going to go to UPS. Let me open it. I'll see what it is. It might be mine. If it's not mine, maybe it'll have a phone number in there I can call.
Right.
I can handle it over the phone. I open it up. It is a pair of women's pants.
You did not order
Not mine.
a pair of women's pants. Okay.
It's from Ann Taylor Loft. Okay.
What is Ann? I've heard this my entire life, Ann Taylor Loft.
Well, now it's just called The Loft, but it's Ann Taylor Loft. And I don't know. I guess it's just like anything else. I could be wrong. I thought it was just like Gap.
But is Ann Taylor like a cheese dick label, or was it?
I don't think so. I think I couldn't tell you at all. Okay. I couldn't tell you. I know it's a women's clothing store.
Right.
Okay. And it's a pair of size 6 petite black satin pants.
Okay. Size 6 petite black satin pants. All right. So not even something you could wear.
Nothing that I could wear. No.
Right.
So I look at the label, and sure enough, on the label is the woman's email address. So I say, all right, I could just email her. I'll say, hey, my name is Sal. I have your pants. They came to my house by accident. And just let me know what you want to do. They're here. You want to give me your phone number. You want to tell UPS to come get them, what have you. Right. So I said, that's what I'm going to do. I'll email her. I open my computer. I go to email her. And I say to myself, now, wait a minute. There's a chance here to have a little bit of fun.
Right.
There's a chance here to have a little bit of fun.
Life's short. You know, you're working for a living.
It was Saturday this weekend in New York. Sure. I was snowed in.
Right.
We had a shoot canceled. I was home. I was doing nothing. And I said, I'm going to have a little bit of fun. I'm going to write this lady a ransom letter for her pants.
You're a lunatic.
I'm going to draft a ransom note.
Right.
I'm trying to get joy, and then at this point, I'm trying to give joy. I feel like this idea will bring joy.
Sure.
She never got her pants.
Right.
Right now, she's just out pants.
Right.
And that's the end of the story for her.
Right.
Well, now, if the layer of the story is she gets a ransom letter for her pants, I mean, that's better than just being out the pants and never knowing about it.
Yeah.
So I get a stack of magazines. I start cutting away. And
You're snipping out letters, like old school kidnap letters.
I got about 40 magazines that I meant to throw out, and I just start snipping out letters for hours. Right? For hours. So now I get like computer paper, and I start taping the letter together and taping it together and everything, and I finish the letter. I'm happy with the letter, okay? I just wrote it one take. I just wrote the letter. I said, this is it. And I just went with it, and I wrote the letter. And then I said, well, it'd be really funny if I'll accompany a picture with the letter of her pants, right? To prove it. And I said,
proof of life.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Well, wouldn't it be funny if I could somehow get into these pants?
Now, a size 6 on a woman, is that...
This is a size 6 petite, which I don't even know what that means.
But a size 6 on a woman isn't big anyway. Like, you're bigger than a size 6.
Oh,
like,
I'm probably a 14. I don't know.
I think the average woman is like a 5 or a 6, right? Like, that's what they say.
These were not big pants.
Right.
They were not big pants.
Right.
Yeah, it's a petite woman. And this was a 6 petite. Okay? I said, is there a way for me to get these fucking pants on my body? And what would be the best way? So I was going to take my clothes off, and I was going to try and shimmy into these things. Now let me stop myself there. I said, there's a good chance these things are going to burst open. The pants are going to burst open. I'm going to ruin the pants. Right. Now I'm already reaching out to tell them I have the pants. So this is a dick move on my part if I ruin the lady's pants.
Sure.
So I'm like, well, then again, she doesn't have pants right now. Anything better than no pants is better.
Right.
So she finds out what happened to the pants in way of a ransom note and a man in them. Then at least she could be like, have this story to give.
Right.
And she's got to be a real Scrooge McDuck if she, well, there. I go on to loft.com just to see if I can order the same exact pair of pants.
In your size?
No, in her size.
Just so you have it. Got it.
Because I don't want to be a complete asshole.
Well, that's really considerate of you.
Well, thank you. They don't have them.
Okay.
Did it anyway. So don't even worry about
it. So you squeeze
out a size 4.
So now on a Saturday, you're cross-dressing. You're snowed in and you're cross-dressing in your house for hours. You're cutting. All right, it's a Saturday. Everybody's snowed in their house. You're cutting ransom notes and cross-dressing.
That's correct.
Okay. All right.
So
you don't think you should buy a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox?
I don't have the time.
Okay.
So I was going to just put the pants on, and I was going to be completely naked except for the pants. I figured that'd be the funniest thing. Cause
you're right.
It's going to wrap my body like a sausage casing, and the bottom part of my body, the bottom part of my meat is going to I'm going to pop up out of the top of the pants. It's going to look horrific.
Right.
I'm going to look like Chris Farley when he did the Chippendales dance, So I say, well, maybe that's not right because you know what? Let's say I don't rip them and I can get into them. Then she's going to think my balls and everything and ass, it was all over her pants.
Sure.
Because if I'm in nothing but the pants, it's going to more look like, oh, that ain't right. This guy rubbed his privates.
I'm dealing with a pervert, not a funny prankster.
Yeah, that's right.
There's a fine line.
That's right. So what I decided
I'm not sure what side of the line you're on, but it is a fine line.
Well, what I decided to do was put on a nice suit, right? But just use her pants. So if I'm in a shirt and tie, and I had a tie holder, and I had a nice shoes and everything, so she knows I'm not naked underneath the pants. It's more just like the goof now, right?
Right.
It took me about. This is a considerable amount of time to put on pants. It took me 5 or 6 minutes to get into the pants.
Because what you're doing is you're taking extra care because you don't want to rip or stretch the pants.
I put the pants on. As soon as I get about maybe 4 or 5 inches above my knees, the pants won't go no more.
Right.
And I said, well, I feel like I could slink my body. Women have been doing it for years, right?
Yeah.
I feel like I could shimmy and slink my body into this, one little section at a time, and then pull, one then pull, one then pull, one then pull. And what I did it was miraculous. I wish I still had the pants, but I'll let you know what happened there.
Okay.
Okay? And I got my body into these pants. A size 6 women's petite.
There's no way this is going to end well. Like, this is not going to end well.
The actual bottoms of the pants came up to the top of my calf.
Oh, so you had like high waters on.
No, top of my, like the mid calf, top calf. I mean, they were like, they came right to here.
Right.
Like they were
like shipwreck,
foot,
like pirate shipwreck. Right. Okay.
And I put on a dress shirt. I put on a silk tie. I put on a sports coat. I put on a pair of socks, and I put on my shoes. And then I said, well, if I take the picture of my face in these, then the jig is up. I'm sending a ransom note.
Right.
So I put on a ski mask. So I'm in my house. I got the letters all over the floor.
Right.
Right. I got dim lighting.
Just imagine you had an aneurysm and died
in
that moment.
God.
Like you just like, and that's how we found you.
Oh my
like
God.
Women's clothes on, cutting a ransom note, no explanation for why you're doing this behavior. You're just dead in women's clothing with a ransom note. Yeah.
So I'm in my house. The letters are everywhere.
One more thing.
Yeah.
If anybody out there has a little bit of autistic ability to draw me walking into Sal's house, finding him dead on the floor, dressed in such a manner, I would greatly appreciate it. All right. Thank you.
So there was a couple of times during the night, and not that crazy. There was a couple of times during the night I stopped and said, what the fuck am I doing?
Right.
You know?
Sure.
So there's letters everywhere. I'm in a woman's pants. I'm in a suit. I'm in a ski mask. Now I got to take photos of myself. So we're taking these photos and I take a whole bunch of photos. It takes as long to get the pants off.
All right.
I take everything off. I put it away.
Are the pants damaged, or you managed?
I managed to not damage them.
Okay, cool.
I take a deep breath. I go to my computer. It's like late. It's really late. It's when I start to draft the email. It's 5 a.m.
Oh wow!
It was late.
Okay.
Time had gotten away.
Yeah, of course.
You know, when you're in that kind of frame of mind, it gets away from you.
I think Mark Chapman said the same thing.
So I say, all right, this is it. This is the moment of truth. I'm going to send it to this lady.
Do you create a fake email address or?
Okay.
Oh no!
Here's where it gets tricky. I fucking forget to do that.
Oh.
Okay. I should have made I have your pants at yahoo.com.
Right.
You know, and I didn't. I didn't realize this till the next day though. I didn't realize till the next day.
Right.
Okay. So I send it from my own fucking. So I draft a thing.
This is unlike you too. This behavior, what you're describing to me, is a lot of time and energy.
I was snowed in. I was so crazy.
Okay, got it.
And I was like, you know what? This could. I'm gonna just roll the dice. This might play out really funny, and I'll have a new bit to talk about on stage.
Sure.
And I was like, fuck it. But when I went to do it, I got really, really nervous because I was like, she might not find it fun. Like, what can she do to me? She can say "fuck you,"
sure,
but I have the pants,
right?
But she could also like expose me, and then I'll look like a crazy person. But I'm a comedian,
right.
I really didn't know how I was gonna go. So I put the letter into the email, and I put the photo into the email, and I put in the subject line, "I have your pants," period, and I hit send.
Right.
Okay. Now, I go to bed.
Please tell me. Oh, this is so good. Sal is opening his computer, so which means that I'm assuming there's a reply.
There's a reply. I go to bed. Okay. I wake up the next day, and I have a response from this woman.
God, I hope this ends well enough that we could get her on the podcast to get her side of it. But let's just see how this unfolds.
So she writes back to me. Listen, creep.
Oh.
That's how she opens it. Listen, creep. I want my damn pants back. Who wears a goddamn ski mask and cuts out letters in a note? I don't know who you are. I really don't know what you want. If you're looking for peanut... Oh. Wait, let me not read her response yet.
You're looking for what?
Let me. If you're looking for peanut butter, I don't have any. Okay, you're not going to understand that yet.
I love that there's some sort of Rosetta Stone that explains it.
I forgot I didn't tell you what the note was. All right. Now, this is at 1:50 p.m.
Okay.
So it took a while for her to see it. Well, in my frenzy the night before,
right,
of hours of doing this, I just didn't happen to check my phone. Okay. And I went and checked my phone at this point. And on my phone was a text from roughly 11 p.m.
Okay.
From my landlord.
Okay.
Who lives downstairs.
Oof, this web is getting bigger.
The text read, "Hey, buddy, was there a package delivered Monday and left on your porch? ?
Oh, no.
That's all it says.
Right.
Okay? That's all it says. Now, I see this text the next day. This is sent at 10:32 p.m. The package is now connected to my landlord somehow.
Right.
Okay? Now, like I said, this was Saturday. The package was delivered Monday. He went 6 days without mentioning the goddamn package.
Right.
6 days. It didn't have his name on it, didn't have my name on it. So after 6 days, I waited 6 days to write this ransom note.
Sure.
And I didn't check. And now he has something to do with the package.
Right.
Now I'm like, this is messed up because he's going to think I'm an insane psychopath.
Why? Why would he say that?
Well, what I could do is I was just going to go and downstairs, ring a bell and say, I opened this and, it's not mine and I didn't know whose it was. So I was going to bring it back to US, but it's yours. Great. Take it. And I just wasn't going to say anything.
Right.
Okay. Because without a doubt, if it was for him, he knows the lady it's addressed to.
Sure.
It could be his sister, wife, girlfriend.
Right.
It could be anybody. I don't even know. And he'll eventually find out about. At first, I was like, "Oh man, if I don't say anything, maybe she won't say anything." But odds are she's going to say something.
I mean, you created this piece of comedic art.
You can't trace it back to me. I'm in a ski mask, and it's a ransom letter.
Except for your email.
That's what. Then I was like, "Oh fuck!"
Right.
I sent it from my email. It probably has my name on it. I don't know if it does, but I was like, I got to tell him. Also, I have the pants, so I don't get I had to tell him. Right. So I walk downstairs, and I say, "Hey, meet me downstairs. I do have those pants, as a matter of fact." And he comes and I say, "Funny story. It's such a funny story. I had these pants all week." And I didn't know what to do with them, and I didn't know whose they were, and I didn't see UPS again, so I didn't know what to do with them. So, and at this point, I'm trying to make light of it, and I was like, and this is going to be so funny to you. So I decided to open it, and then I saw that they weren't for me, and I saw an email address, and then I was going to email her and let her know that I had her pants, but then I was like, wait, why would I do that? If I could just write a ransom note to this person, then that would be really funny. And I'll write a ransom note. So he's looking at me like I have 10 heads. And he's like,
but he knows you.
He knows me, but this is a little weird.
Yeah.
He's like, oh.
I was trying for you, buddy.
Yeah. He's like, I don't, okay. Like he didn't even know what I was getting at. I was like, yes. Yeah, so it was really funny. Like I wrote a ransom note, saying that I had the pants captive and, and he's like, you cut? And I was like, yeah, I cut. Cut out a ransom note. And then he was like, oh, okay. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, well, what does the ransom note say? And I was like, oh. And then I took out the ransom note.
Okay. All right. Now you pull out ransom notes. Yeah. And they are cut up.
They are, but yeah.
Yeah.
And I wrote, the subject was, I have your pants.
Sure.
And then I said, hello. I have your pants. I'm reading this to him now. Yeah. I'm reading this to him.
Okay.
He's standing in front of me holding the pants.
Right.
And I was like, oh, funny story. Hello, I have your pants. Check picture for proof. In order to get them back safely, I'm going to need 1 15-ounce jar of Skippy all-natural honey peanut butter. Smooth. I know what you're thinking. Peanut butter? Yes, peanut butter. So what? This is about me right now. This really isn't the time for you to be judging me about the peanut butter. I have your pants. Peanut butter is delicious, and I'm out of it. To be honest, I felt silly asking for the peanut butter, but I gathered myself, and here we are. I could have asked for a lot worse than peanut butter, so let's just move on. Put the peanut butter in an unmarked duffel and deliver to my home no later than noon on Friday, February 21st, 2014.
Sure.
Every day that I do not receive the peanut butter, I will wear your pants with a different cute top. Your move. PB forever. So I read him all of that.
Oh my God, look at that. Dude, that is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That must have taken you, how long did that take you? That's hours.
It took a long
Holy shit.
Then I attached. Then I was like, and I attached a photo of me in the pants.
Let me see.
And I didn't up to that point. I didn't tell him that I wore the pants. So then I just showed him the photo of me in the pants. Crazy nutcase. There's no explaining this. There's no way. You're saying there's no way to not look like I'm a nutcase.
Oh. I'm going to throw up.
There's no way to not look like I'm a nutcase.
Oh my God.
Wait, what did I do with my
Oh my God. Oh. Dude, I'm going to throw up. Oh.
Don't throw up. 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 Oh no, did you throw up? Yeah. Did you make it in time?
I did.
Oh, gross.
Oh, holy shit. Oh my God, I've never seen anything like that in my life. Dude, my chest hurts.
Wait, there's more.
Oh my God.
In the interim, I gave him the
best thing
pants.
you've ever done in your entire life.
Thank you. I give him the pants.
Oh God. Okay. Holy shit.
There's more.
And you didn't want to tell this on the podcast?
No.
This is
Let
insane.
me show you the other picture
Okay.
I took.
Oh my God.
So in the interim, she writes back. So she, when she wrote that to me.
Oh my God.
This is the part I didn't tell you because I didn't want to blow it. Okay, she wrote to me what I told you, right?
Oh my God.
We gotta jiggle the handle all the way.
Oh my God.
Wait.
Holy shit.
Okay, hold on. So she wrote to me, listen, creep, I want my pants back. Who wears a goddamn ski mask and cuts out letters in a note? I don't know who you are, and I really don't know what you want. If you're looking for peanut butter, I don't have any.
Right.
So I wrote back to her. Before I saw this, I wrote back one time to her.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm in so deep, I might as well enjoy myself.
Sure.
So I wrote, all I did was write back to her, and all I did was write in the subject line, do you think I'm playing games? And I sent that. And then right after I said that, I saw the text from my landlord.
Oh.
And I was like, how do I go downstairs and explain this? I'm a 37-year-old man it was like, I spent the night cutting out a 20-page ransom note letter and trying on women's pants. How do I even, he looked at me.
What's going on? What's going on with you?
I don't know, man. It just said, It just said, "Do you think I'm playing games?"
I mean, we're putting these pictures up, right? People listening to this have to.
Well, here's my issue. You put them up, and then I can't use them anymore in the show. Like
we can't tell this whole story and then not to show people what it is.
Right.
We can put one of them up. And you know what I mean? Oh, my God.
I mean, I'll put the whole ransom note up, and I'll put the pictures up, too. But then once that gets on the internet, like, my name will be associated with that picture, and then it might not play to a live audience.
Yeah, but who gives a shit? You have a podcast, too, bro. You can't tell this whole story and then not put them up.
Yeah.
That's crazy. All we're going to hear about on Twitter is, like, where the pictures,
Right.
I don't want to deal with that. People has to see this.
So...
So what'd you say? So how does this unwrap?
He like listened to me, and then well, all right. So I just told him everything,
right?
And that's it. I just was basically like, so we're all good. like now every time I see him, every time, because here's the thing now, man. He's gonna tell. They're gonna tell.
Oh my God, everybody.
That.
Yeah,
and. People are just going to think I'm a psychopath. And every time we pass...
I don't know that they're wrong.
Every time we pass each other, I'm just going to be like, hey. Like, don't even worry about that time.
Like, think about it. If that's his girlfriend, and we don't know that it's not, you tried on his girlfriend's clothes.
Right.
Right. I mean, that's what you did.
If it happened to me...
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just know that now every time I see him now... I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna feel like a crazy person.
Well, really? I don't know what to say. I've been podcasting a long time. I've never been struck completely fucking dumb in my entire life. I don't know what to say. I don't know where to go. I don't know
do you enjoy it, or am I a crazy person?
No, both. I enjoyed it, and you're a crazy person. I can't even like throw a nugget joke in here. I don't know what the fuck to do.
I mean, in hindsight, I feel psychotic.
Yeah. It's brilliant though. It's fucking. I'm glad you did it, and I wouldn't wave a magic wand and have a universe where you didn't do it. But it's fucking out there, bro.
I know.
It's out there.
I know.
It's out there.
Well, part of me knew that I would be able to have something for the podcast listeners.
Yeah.
And I do want to say that a part of my will to do it was for our listeners.
Okay.
I did it. I was nervous.
Sure.
I was nervous. But I did it, and now I have that cross to bear with him and everyone he knows.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
I honestly...
So that's how that shit goes.
All right.
I don't really know where to go from there.
I guess we just wrap it up. I mean,
I had the craziest thing.
You got something.
I had the craziest thing happen.
All right. What do you got?
In my building, let me get this story straight, okay? Where I live, right? I had a leak in my roof.
Already?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Well, not already. I mean,
right. Okay.
I had a leak in my roof, right?
Okay.
And so I had to text the super
that
I had a leak. And so I texted him and I wrote, hey buddy, hope
now,
all's going well by you.
Quick question before we even get into it.
Yeah.
This super.
Yeah.
Is he like Schneider? Does he live in the building?
He does.
Does he walk around with a tool belt?
Yes.
And you got to see him every day?
Yes.
So, okay. So the tone you're striking is affable. Hey, I know you. We're in for the long haul.
Oh, we're friends. We're friends.
Got it. Okay. Got it.
Great guy.
Yeah.
Helps me out. I help him out. Like he'll come up. Sometimes we'll have a beer.
Oh, great. Excellent.
He's a cool dude.
Okay.
And he seems for all purposes so far, he seems like a really nice fellow.
Okay.
So I have this leak in the ceiling. It's coming from the roof. And I send him a text and I say, hey, hope everything's okay with you.
Right.
I got this leak in the roof though, that I need you to come look at as soon as possible.
Right.
I just don't want it to get worse. So, just let me know. Thanks. That's all right. Okay?
Signed Sal Vulcano.
I don't hear from him.
Okay.
Week goes by. 2 weeks.
Leak's getting worse?
Yeah.
Okay.
Week goes by. 2 weeks. 3 weeks.
I can't believe you waited that long to contact him again. A leak is a serious business.
We were away.
Okay.
Right? So, So I'm talking to a buddy who knows him.
Right.
And he says to me, yeah, did you hear? He nonchalantly says, yeah, so-and-so had a massive heart attack.
Dead?
No. He had by the way, he's in his late 30s.
Holy shit.
So-and-so he goes, well, so-and-so's in the hospital. I go, he's in the hospital? Why? He goes, yeah, he had a massive heart attack. He was dead. They revived him.
Oh my God. That's horrible.
Late 30s, massive heart attack.
Why are you telling me this story?
I'll tell you the story. Why? Okay.
Now I'm just going to have, all day, I'm going to be walking around.
Listen to me. They said he would have died. His girlfriend came, found him. They got there in time, brought him back.
Did he have tails of the other side?
Brought him back in the hospital recovering for weeks. Massive heart attack. Okay?
Yeah.
Hold on. This is a vintage. I don't get a lot of these stories anymore. I haven't told a lot of these stories anymore. This is the trials and tribulations of Sal Vulcano.
Right, okay. So the leak. So you have no one to complain to about the leak.
No.
And if you look like an asshole.
No. Trust me, you're not even getting this. Okay. The massive heart attack where he died and got brought back to life happened before my text. I did not know. And my text in a very real, natural way said, "Hey, buddy, I hope everything's okay by you. But I need
recovered from that massive
but I'm gonna need this leak fixed ASAP." So he thinks that he died and came back to life and is in the thing. And I texted him, "Look, I hope everything's okay." But
which is weird because you're almost inadvertently acknowledging the heart attack and dismissing it.
That's exactly what I'm saying to you. Is that I didn't know. I was saying it the way you say it to anyone.
Right.
Haven't talked to you in a while. I hope everything's okay by you.
Yeah.
But text tone, all that stuff, interpretation. Sure. What he received after coming back from the dead was a text from me that read in his head this way: "Hey, I hope everything's okay by you."
Right.
Okay. But
I heard you survived.
I'm gonna need this leak fixed ASAP. So just get back to me. In other words, he honestly, now 3 weeks have gone by.
Right.
So when I find out that he died and came back.
Right.
And I piece this together. I'm like, oh my fucking God. This guy thinks the way that my opening sentence is that I'm acknowledging his heart attack and saying, I hope everything straightened itself out, but this leak ain't going to fix itself.
Well, can I say something?
Yeah.
You do, in fact, have a leak that needs to be fixed.
I understand that.
So, and I understand that he had the heart attack.
Yeah.
But there's still there's still work to be done.
I understand that, but I think there was an interim super.
All right. Well, did he forward that text to the other super?
No, I only found out the guy fucking literally flatlined and came back, and then I was like, oh my God. So I drafted him this long let me see if I can find this.
Yeah, but I understand what you're saying, but your needs still need to be addressed.
I understand that, but
yours can't be the only text that came in like that. He's got to be getting shit like that all day and night, and hopefully he has a system in place. Unless he's saying, "Fuck it, I just survived a massive heart attack at 39. I'm going to become a painter or a writer in Cuba," which valid.
Okay.
But if he's not taking that step, he's gotta provide for the leaky roofs, pal.
I understand, but you can understand now. This is the guy that's got to he lived, so I got to deal with him, right? It wasn't as simple. I went on and on complaining about the leak.
No.
Yeah. Hey, Angel, hope everything's okay by you. Look.
Wait, is his name Angel, or you just called him Angel?
Oh, no, his name is Angel. His name's Angel.
Hey, Angel.
Hey, Doll Parts. No, his name's Doll Parts. No. Hey, Angel, hope everything's okay by you. Not sure if blank or blank ever mentioned to you, but the ceilings and some of my walls on my second floor are damaged from a roof leaking. Stains, cracks, the length of the room, paint peeling.
This guy's in a hospital. It's like beep, beep. Beep.
I'm like, the paint's peeling as we speak, buddy. All right. I'm around this weekend if you want to stop by. How should we proceed with this?
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a major problem.
He's like, I'll show you a fucking major problem, asshole.
Just fixing the ceiling will not work because it'll happen again. We need to first fix the roof. That was my next. Now
you're also telling him how to do his job.
No. Actually, he knows it's like us versus the building.
Yeah.
And really the tone I said this was, "Hi, Angel. Hope everything's okay with you." Not sure if so-and-so mentioned, but, I have damaged roof, the stains, cracks, peeling.
God.
I'm around this weekend if you want to stop by. How should we proceed? Obviously, it's a major problem. Just fixing the ceiling wouldn't work. We'll probably need to fix the roof.
Right.
That's how I meant it.
Right.
But if he's getting it already thinking that I know about that he died and came back, he's reading it as, hey, I hope everything's okay with you, but I don't know if they mentioned it. There's a major leak in my roof here. Stains, cracks.
That asshole from TV who's like,
how do we proceed with taking care of this? Obviously, it's a major problem. Just fixing the ceiling will not work because it'll happen again. We need to find the leak in the roof. That's how he read it.
Right.
Okay. Now, this was like 2 weeks. Like, there's no way it didn't happen the day before. I found out this had happened 2 weeks before I sent this.
Right.
So the information has been disseminated.
Right. It's just normal that he had a heart attack.
And I find out 4 days after I send this text that he hasn't answered. And I'm saying to someone I know, he hasn't answered. And they're like, he's in the hospital. And then I had to write him a text back. Right. So I just wrote, "Oh my God, Angel, I just heard. I hope you're okay. Wishing you a speedy recovery. Talk soon."
Right.
Which even at the right now,
has he answered any of these?
Yes.
Okay.
He's back now.
He's back.
This was months ago, but we haven't done a pod because I'm waiting to tell you this story. But even after I wrote it, I thought "talk soon" also meant like, but don't forget about that thing. You know what I mean? Then he wasn't even home yet. He wrote back, "Yes, feeling much better. I'll be home soon."
So what's going on with the leak?
They're gonna fix it. It just hasn't been fixed yet, but. Can you imagine?
Yeah, that is funny.
Can you imagine? He thinks that I literally didn't oh, Jesus Christmas.
It's funny. I just wonder if he had you have to ask him about it. How he received it.
All right, I will.
Because he'll laugh. It's a funny, to do. It's just, I gotta know if he was in a bed and he turned to his girl and is like this fucking asshole.
His text was like, and he's like, this guy wants me to get up out of the hospital bed, rip the IVs out of my veins, and go tend to the roof.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, blow it out. Do it.
Still sick.
I know, buddy.
I was going to tell a story I told you in the airport the other day.
Yes.
Basically we were flying to Detroit and we were walking to our gate and we were at gate 42.
Right.
And I looked up and right next to 42, of course, is 43 and 44. 44 resonates with me in my lifetime. Since I was about 12 to now. The number 44 resonates with me. And here's the reason. When I was in 7th grade, my grammar school, St. Joseph's parochial school in Rosebank in Staten Island, we did not have any athletics. And that year, they decided that we were going to get a basketball team and a baseball team and that. So we had tryouts, and it was the first ever basketball team. Now, the school goes up to 8th grade. I was in 7th, I believe. Possibly 6th. No, I was in 6th. 6th grade. So I was 11, actually.
Right.
And then 6th... Was it 7th? Nah, fuck it. I was in 7th grade. 7th and 8th grade. And that's who had to, had tryouts for the basketball team. And all the different Catholic schools would play each other. And there was that. So we went to the tryouts, and there was the 8th graders, and there was 7th graders, and those were the two who were allowed to play. And they had a varsity and a JV team that they were going to make. They were going to field that varsity and JV team. Basketball, you have, I think, if you're lucky, I think 11 players, 12 players on tops on it. And everyone tries out, and I was good in my neighborhood, but I never played like anything organized, and I probably actually wasn't good. But I made it to the very last cut I was the last person cut from the varsity team.
Right.
So they fielded an entire varsity team, and I was the next person to be on varsity, and I was cut, which led me to be the number one player on the JV team. Okay. But to put it in perspective, really only the people who made the varsity team played basketball, cared about basketball, were serious about basketball, could play basketball. And then, like, everybody that got lopped off and left over, like, you couldn't tell them they couldn't play. Right. So it was just like if their parents were going to write the check for $100 or whatever it was, you were on the team. You got your uniform and you were on the team. So everyone else who got on, there was no tryouts for JV. It was like, who didn't make the other team? You're on this team now.
Right.
Needless to say, the team was not good.
Right.
Okay. And God bless her, my friend Sal Zerilli's mom at the time, Diane, she decided to volunteer to be our coach.
Okay. Did she know anything about basketball?
She knew enough. I think that I don't know if either she had a little bit of a knowledge or she went ahead and said, I'm going to learn.
Okay.
But she put up a very good effort.
Right.
But we were not good. I mean, like we'd go and the varsity would practice and you'd watch them and they had a skill set to play this game. And they had the dry erase board and they're doing whistles and they're running plays and, blue 45 and they're doing formations and zones. Right. And we're just like practicing dribbling. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it came time to have our first game. And I was, like I said, I was the number one player on this team. They all looked to me. It was me and my buddy Sal, and then like a handful of other people on the team. And like no one was really good, but we were the best of the no goods.
Right.
And we had this ongoing joke that, are we even ready to play a game? Who knows? I don't even know. And could you imagine? There's no secret here. It's a stereotype maybe, but a large percentage of the NBA is black players.
Sure.
And basketball is a black sport. It comes like it's common in urban neighborhoods, basketball courts, and like all you need is a ball and
sure.
No secret there at all. So the joke was watch, because we were all white kids.
Right.
The joke was watch. We're gonna get to the place. We're gonna get to the courts, the indoor basketball courts, and we're going to get there, and the entire opposing team is going to be all black kids. How funny would that be? Needless to say, we get to the place. It was called the CYO Basketball Center, Catholic Youth Organization Basketball Center. And we walk in. I remember walking in with my parents and walking in, and you walk through a hallway, and it opens up into the courts.
Right.
And we walked in. And it was like raucous in there already. Okay. It was already like, because it was our first game. Not only was it our first game, it was the school's first foray into basketball. So we had people there. The other team had people there. It was the first game of the season. We walk in, and every last kid on the team was black on the other team. Yes.
So intimidating right off the bat.
Intimidating right off the bat. And the tallest kid on their team, I'm not kidding you, was probably about 6'2", 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", something
monster,
like that.
Just a giant
I was
kid.
12. Right? And he locked eyes with me when I walked into the gym, and he was like dribbling back. He was walking backward and dribbling backward through his legs.
Sure.
Without looking down. So he just was looking at me, staring. He locked eyes with me, and he was walking backward and dribbling through his legs.
Oh, God.
And I was like, okay. Remember, we were practicing dribbling. He then took off from midcourt, did a layup where he slapped the backboard.
Okay.
And it went right in.
Right.
And I was like, all right, here we go. So they assemble us. The jump ball, I was 5'5", the guy was 6'3", so the jump ball wasn't even, he just like reached up and took it.
Right.
And then they proceeded. Well, I mean, think about the worst you can get beat.
Yeah.
I mean, you see blowouts in the NBA. Sometimes a blowout is like, oh my God, 20, 30 points.
Right.
30 points is a blowout in the NBA. It's unbelievable. So, I mean, you can be blown out. So, I ended up having what probably was, now the whole varsity team was there to support us.
Yeah.
All the girls, all the guys, the cheerleaders, our school, the parents, they handed us our ass in a way that it was one of the most embarrassing hours of my entire life.
Really?
And I told you this in the airport. The final score of this game, and if you're listening and at home, play along. I'll give you 5 seconds right now. Take your best guess. Go ahead. Okay. The final score, and this is a kids game, so they don't go to hundreds like the regular games. It's much shortened and everything. My point is our score,
right? Not
their score. They beat us 44,
right,
to nothing.
Nothing.
To nothing, my friend. We did not even hit a foul shot.
Right.
We couldn't even hit a foul shot. We got the ball was taken from us. We shot the ball was blocked from us. We went to get the rebound was taken. We couldn't even, it must have looked like a Globetrotters game.
Right. You guys were the Generals?
44 to nothing.
Right.
And now, you knew we weren't winning when we arrived. Not before the game started. We knew we weren't winning before the game started. But then it was how bad are we not going to win by?
Sure.
And then it was all right, we're going to get killed. By the end, it was like the Super Bowl in there. Because people just wanted us to score 1 point at least. Right. It wasn't even
that would have been a victory.
One side is going nuts because a shutout in basketball doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Our side's going nuts because a shutout in basketball shouldn't happen. So they just want us to get a basket. They don't want us to get a basket. Right. And it was like Clash of the Titans.
Right.
And we didn't score. It went, and it was 44-0. Now, at the end of these youth games, right, you line up and you shake hands.
Yeah.
And then you all ascend the same stairwell to the locker rooms.
Okay.
Where, change, towel off. There's usually some snacks.
Right.
You have a grape juice and a Fritos. And we're walking up the stairs. Mm-hmm. And if it wasn't humiliating enough, now they teach you sportsmanship. If you watch a game now, if a team is blowing out another game, let's say football, if someone's up by 3 scores in the last 2 minutes, you're going to kneel on the ball. In the last 5 minutes,
right?
You're gonna run the ball, kneel on the ball. You're not going to score. You're not trying to add insult to injury. You beat them.
Sportsmanship.
Even in basketball, it's just known.
Right.
There was no sportsmanship in the Catholic youth organization basketball courts that day. These people,
right,
the parents, right, the kids, the younger brothers and sisters, the parents, the mothers, the fathers, they all walked up the steps with us. And this collective of people, it was the entire team, the right, entire coaching staff, the teachers, the children from the school, the brothers and sisters, and the parents, right, started a chant that they sang loud.
They all should have known better.
And right in our faces.
Yeah. You're 12.
I'm 12. Right. A mother. We were walking. The game is over. We have left the court. We're walking up the steps, and they are chanting. 100 people in unison. 44 zip zip, 44 zip, 44 zip zip, 44 zip, 44 zip zip, 44 zip. And she's screaming it. She's 3 inches from my face, a mother and a daughter. And they're looking at me going, 44 zip zip, 44 zip. And I'm like, I swear to God, if I wasn't as humiliated enough that I didn't score a basket, these people were just taunting us. Taunting us. I was 12. I'm 37. This was 25 years ago. We went into the gate at the airport, and I looked up and saw for the gate 44, and it brought me back 25 years to getting beat 44-0.
44 zip zip.
I remember the next game we played. That was the only time we played an all-black team. That was the only all-black team in the league, actually.
Right.
They didn't even win. They didn't come close to winning. We were just horrible.
44 zip zip.
Game,
44 zip.
44 zip zip. 44 zip.
44 zip zip. 44 zip. 44 zip zip. 44 zip.
And everyone it's
fun to say.
It was. Everyone on the varsity was just like just kind of had their heads down, and parents, you know what it's like to walk back to your parents after you lose 44-0 in a basketball game when they can't even say. They'd be lying to you if they gave you it would be such lip service, but it'll be beyond like parental lip service.
Yeah.
Like, what are they going to say?
I don't fucking. I mean, they could maybe. The only thing they could do is attack the other team's unsportsmanlike behavior.
No one did. So my point is that I was bad, but I still had some game, but I couldn't do anything because we had kids that never touched the basketball on our team. They didn't even know the rules. They would just run with the ball. Like, it was like that bad. Right. So the next game we lost 56-3.
Oh, all right.
I had the 3 points.
Nice.
Next game we lost by 6, by 8, by whatever it was. And I think we played 10 games that season, I think. And we were 0-9 going into the 10th game. Okay? And it was the last game of the season, and we just had the closest we got killed every time.
Right.
But we started to score 10 points, 12 points, and whatever it was. And we played the last game, and for some reason everything started clicking.
Really?
And we started like literally passing and shooting and scoring and rebounding. And it was halftime. And we were in a huddle, and someone looked up and went, "Oh my God." And we were like, "What?" And they're like, "We're winning." And we looked up at the scoreboard, and we were freaking winning the game. It was like,
wow.
like 21-18 or whatever it was, but we were winning.
Right.
And we were like, "Oh my, we lost."
Well,
we lost. We ended up being 0-10. Like, it just all crumbled from once we saw that.
You called it out, and that was it. You jinxed it.
But that year, they had an awards ceremony.
Okay.
For the school.
Sure.
Softball, baseball,
what school is it? What school is it?
St. Joseph's in Rosebank, which closed down after like 30 plus years this year.
Really?
The Archdiocese shut it down. It wasn't profitable. Ugh. It's tough. It's hard out there for a Cath. But
so stupid.
But they went ahead with these year-long sports awards dinner.
Yeah.
When you went into the lunchroom.
Yeah.
You had seats, your parents, like everyone sat down, they served food, and the coaches would come up, say something, and everyone got a trophy. And you got a participation trophy,
sure.
But you got an MVP trophy, you got all that. And they had to go through all the motions. So they did the varsity. The varsity did well. They did everybody else. Even our baseball team did well. Right. And then they got to us, and they were like, "All right, well, the JV, they were 0-10 this year, but let's give them a handle up." And they had to name the MVP. And the co-MVP and all that stuff. And I was the MVP of this 0-10 team.
First loser.
And they say the stats. So they said the MVP of the JV team with 16 points and 23 rebounds. Sal. And they call me up, and I have an MVP trophy on it.
You still have it?
Yeah, I still have it.
Oh, that's great.
It's I think it's in my attic. It's an MVP trophy with my name on it.
Yeah.
That says Sal Vulcano, 16 points. That's to the season.
That's rough.
I went to varsity the next year, and we won the championship.
You did. All right, so that turned around.
Yeah.
We were just finishing up at the theater and leaving, and Murray noticed that in our dressing room, his sport coat, his suit jacket top, was not there. And so he said, "Oh, I don't see my coat." And he looked around. I looked around a little more. I looked around a little more. And then he said, "I think legitimately that my suit is stolen."
Right.
It was here. I know I had it.
Sure. And at this point in our touring career, we have run into some thievery.
Yeah.
Somebody broke into our dressing room a few months back. They didn't take anything, but they took pictures wearing your clothes, right?
Yes. I don't know. I guess you know what? Like, people think it's funny. They think that
well, they think I think it's funny. If I was them, they think we'll think it's funny,
right?
But we won't. That's how personal shit. Get the fuck out of it.
Like, I know that you guys watch us prank each other for basically a living, you think,
right?
But also, I've known you for 25 years,
right?
Like, when someone breaks into our dressing room, eats our food, and tries on our clothes, and then takes pictures of it and says like, "Haha," like, that's not funny to me,
right?
Like, I was pretty pissed off, actually.
Sure, you were annoyed. But even on this tour, We had our iPod stolen the first night, and then oddly enough, we found the crew of the theater breaking into our merchandise and stealing shirts and stuff like that.
Some of the people at one of the theaters were found rifling through our merch, and about to take it.
Right. So it happens.
Yeah.
But our patience for it is very low.
Yeah.
We don't have like
we love you. You could meet me face to face and say whatever you want.
Right.
But don't break into our shit.
Please just don't steal shit. I mean, I can't believe we have to fucking
we're
say
asking
this
nicely.
Yeah.
Like when we do not like it.
Right. It's not good. It's not fun. It's not funny.
Yeah.
What's that from? It's not fun. It's not funny.
It's not fun. It's not funny. Oh, what is that from? I can't. You shouldn't have done that to me, man. I'm gonna have a twitch now. The whole thing.
Is it Gary Shandling?
It's not fun.
It's not
funny.
fun. It's not funny.
No.
It's on from Howard Stern, right?
No.
It's not fun.
That's a sound clip from a movie.
Yeah, but I thought they played it on the Stern show.
Oh, maybe then.
Yeah, it's not fun. It's not funny.
Oh, you're gonna kill me now. We have to look it up.
All right. So there's this quote which I think comes from the Howard Stern show, and I think it's Gary Shandling going, "It's not fun. It's not funny.
It's not fun."
And now we're stuck in this fucking loop of trying to figure out what the.
It's not fun. It's not funny.
Yeah.
Billy Crystal versus Stuttering John.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. So yeah, there you go. That's right.
Yes, when he rips him apart.
Right.
I had it right here. Hold on. That's right. I used to say that all the time.
Yeah, it's not fun. It's not funny.
Big fan. Who are you? Paul. How's it going? From where? From XRK. Are you glad that you're the only guy who can handle the Oscars?
I'm not the only guy who can handle the Oscars.
Well, David didn't do as good job as you did.
David did great. I love what David did on the show. He was terrific.
Will there be a Mr. Saturday Night too?
Yes, there will.
Oh, yeah? Okay. How many years were you married before you cheated on your wife?
So you can take this to Howard, right? And you can shove this right up Howard's stupid ass, okay?
Well, you don't like Howard anymore?
No, because Howard dumps on me all the time, and, it's just not fun when you have a thing like this, okay? And now you'll do this on a show, and you'll all laugh and have a good time, but it's not fun,
Well, Billy, we're all big fans of yours, Bill.
Yeah, right.
No, so really, I'm a big fan of yours.
Good. Then you don't come in and sell still.
Oh, he didn't say it's not fun. It's not funny.
Right. He just said it's not fun. He said it separately. Yeah, I guess maybe just over the years it cemented himself.
That's out of line.
That is out of
The
line.
cheating on your wife stuff?
Yeah.
That's fucking way out of line. And I love how it's turning John Stuttering John.
Yeah.
But that is...
It's not fun. It's not funny.
It's not... Bingo.
Right.
Like, that is like... It's kind of... That's so fucking mean.
He wouldn't do that now, Stern. I think that was a long time ago. I
It
think
was.
Yeah.
But that is fucking mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not into that. Although I probably laughed for hard at the time.
All right. So where the fuck were we? Oh, so it's not fun. It's not funny when you break into our dressing room and steal shit.
It happened to me in Buffalo, and I wore my Pat LaFontaine Sabres jersey. He's my favorite hockey player, and like in between the shows, like they went in and like charted on. Like this is even giving them too much credit to talk about them on here, but it turns out like they were like students, and I think they were even law students, and they put it up online. So we knew exactly who it was. And then they like faced expulsion and everything. And we were like, nah, it's okay. Don't expel them. Like, it's just like, hopefully they just feel shitty about it. But anyway, so Murray suspected his suit jacket to be taken and he's walking around and we're getting ready to leave.
Sure.
This guys, I'm telling you, I don't have my suit jacket.
And it's an expensive suit jacket.
Oh, well, he would go on. And I'll tell you what, it's $1,200 from the Men's Wearhouse.
The Men's Wearhouse detail is the weirdest fucking...
He kept saying...
He like, Murray gets worked up. He gets indignant. Rightfully so.
Oh, yeah.
But for some reason, he would say to like a security guard, it's like, that was a $1,200 suit from the Men's Wearhouse. We were just like...
A completely insignificant detail.
Right.
Like if you file a complaint and charge the theater or what have you, or insurance, and you got, that's when you can let them know that it was $1,200. You could say, that was an expensive suit. That was my favorite suit.
Sure.
I like that suit. Hey, that was an expensive suit I really liked.
I'll even take that was a $1,200 suit because it adds a certain amount of gravitas to it. But I felt, and I said to him, I think when you add the Men's Wearhouse it's undermining the whole thing.
It is.
Because it's like...
I associate, and this might not be the case. Lord knows I've rented many a tux from them for wedding parties. But like the Wearhouse portion of Men's Wearhouse makes it sound like that's wholesale shopping for suits.
You could buy a suit there for $60. You could buy a suit there for $2,000.
They tout that.
Right.
I swear to Christ, I walked past a Men's Wearhouse the other day.
Right.
We were in like Chicago or something. This is what it said. I was with JF, right? I was with James, our friend James Harris. And it said, buy one. It was Gatto.
Buy one, get two free?
No. Buy one, get three free. Buy one suit, get three free.
Right. Which is a great deal.
Unbelievable.
Right. You can't beat that deal.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's a funny way to buy a suit.
Right.
Like, I don't even know in my life if I've ever seen buy one, get three free on anything ever, including like a popsicle.
Just drinks in New Orleans. Remember you would be...
buy one, get two.
Right. You're right.
Buy one, get three.
Three free.
And a drink is at least in the realm of possibility. Oh shit, I get 3 drinks?
Right.
No, it's by the way, it wasn't. No, by the way, you're doubly wrong. New Orleans is buy one, get one free.
Really? I thought there was like specials.
2 for 1. That's what it is. 2 for 1.
You're right.
Which is the clever way of doing half price.
Right.
It's the better way for the bar.
Sure.
Because they're
forcing you to buy that second drink at half price.
So 2 for 1. This isn't buy one, get 2 free. That's buy one, get 1 free. Buy one, get 2 free is odd as shit.
Right.
That means you get 3 drinks. This is buy one, get 3 free.
Suits for free.
Suits. Like, if it was a drink, I would look at them like, this is excessive.
Right.
Like,
that's well alcohol.
Are you shitting me?
Right.
And you can't think that when a place sells buy one, get 3 free, you're going to say in the same breath, I got my $1,200 suit there.
Right.
Like, it just, when he kept like stomping around being like, that was a $1,200 suit from Men's Wearhouse. And we were like, why don't you just leave off the Men's Wearhouse?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm on your side, buddy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm on your side.
I don't want them to snicker at you about it. Right? So
you're going to like the way you look.
Yeah. You're going to like the way you look and look and look and look. Are you guaranteeing every suit?
Right.
So Murray then makes he announces, I think my jacket's been stolen.
Sure.
Now, we asked security, and I guess security, unfortunately, wasn't manning that room at that time.
There was definitely gaps in the net. That's for fucking sure.
Yeah. And it happens.
Sure.
But we learned you can never be so safe. I can't tell you how many times during the show, the live show, this has happened to me 4 or 5 times. We go off stage sometimes for anywhere between 30 seconds to 2 minutes to show a video.
And there's fans there.
There's people on the side of the stage behind the curtain with us talking, drunk out of their mind, just like, yo, what's up?
Yeah.
And I'd be like, holy shit.
We're in the middle of a show.
Who are you?
Right.
And they'd be like, yeah. And I'm just like, dude, this isn't cool, man. Like, I don't even know you, and I had to walk back out there.
Right.
You're throwing off my shit. Like, you can't do that.
Like, when we go off stage, not that this matters, you just shouldn't break backstage. Like, I shouldn't have to explain this to you.
Right.
Okay.
So he makes that announcement, and now, look, we go to security, and security's like, well, we're not really sure. We didn't see. So now there's
and there are things not missing. His laptop wasn't missing. His iPod wasn't missing.
Right.
Like, they didn't take any big money items.
Right. So we're wondering.
Well, unless you count $1,200 from Men's Wearhouse, is a big money
so
item.
we're wondering if it's lost or not. So now we all start searching the theaters.
Right.
And we're looking in all the rooms, all the hallways, all this is all of that.
Well, not me. I was playing Family Guy or Simpsons Tapped Out.
Okay.
I was not interested in this.
So we then realize, we're doing a documentary.
Right.
So we go and get the cameras and rewind. Sure enough, the jacket was where where he left it. We saw where he left it before he walked out of the room. Right on the chair. It was not there.
Yeah.
So we then get tweeted at by someone
in the audience. Well, Murray put a thing out there That's like whoever didn't he? That's how it first started, right? No,
I think he got the message. First.
Oh, that's right. Because I said go onto Twitter because of what happened to us in Buffalo.
Yes, because the people in Buffalo, after they broke in, wore our clothes, and ate our food like some fucking not Anthony Perkins. What's the guy's name? Hannibal Lecter shit. They posted it.
Yeah,
and usually people are thinking that it's funny and they want to show other people. Sure enough, Murray goes on Twitter and someone tweeted us and said, "Hey, just so you know, a girl stormed by us just now outside drunk, screaming about how she broke backstage and stole your jacket and Sal's hoodie." And at that point, for me, it got real.
Sure.
Because I had a $30 hoodie. A $30 hoodie from Old Navy.
Right. That you like very much.
That was my favorite hoodie.
Right.
But I kept making sure I told him it was a $30 hoodie from Old Navy. Every time Marie said my $1,200 men's Wearhouse suit, I was like, and my $30 Old Navy hoodie.
And he got really dismissive of your hoodie.
Yeah.
He was not. He did not take it in brotherly stride.
Right.
He was fuck your hoodie.
It's still an item that I like. I put no dollar amount on that.
Right.
Like, we're getting reimbursed hopefully by anyway. So it's just, I'm worried about my favorite hoodie. Sure. So anyway, and the guy snaps off 4 photos of this girl.
Yeah.
And she has on my hoodie and then Murr's jacket on top of it. But since she has on the hoodie and it's dark out, all 4 pictures, she's unidentifiable.
Right.
He says she was with a guy and a girl. I don't know much about it. This is it. He sends us the photos. Murray and I then tweet. And you can go look this up. It's on our tweet from September 21st.
Right.
Just basically saying, hey. So we're like, how do we approach this? All right, look. She probably thinks it's funny.
Definitely drunk. That was the report that the guy said too. Said that she was very drunk.
Slammed.
Right.
So we said, what? Instead of being like, we hate you. Why don't we just be like, look, haha, please bring it back.
Sure.
Maybe that'll reach her. So we wrote, hey, we know it was funny, but it was an expensive suit. And it was
$1,200 in the men's Wearhouse.
It was my favorite hoodie. Like, if you're really came to see us, then you're a fan of us, then why would you do something that upsets us? Can you please bring it back? No answer.
We held the bus,
We held the bus before leaving for the next town and waited about another 90 minutes and just sat there waiting for a response. I wrote back, hey, we kind of got to leave in a half hour. We're really just waiting on you. No judgment. Please bring it back.
Right.
Nothing. Right. So then we're like, all right, I guess she's never going to answer. We got to leave. So we get on the bus. We leave after she holds up no less than 10 people.
Right.
From leaving.
2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours. So we're on the bus and then we get another thing that says, hey, I got more pictures of this girl. Turns out I think she's with her sister and a guy, and she was drunk and she broke back there. And the reason I know is that here's more pictures of her, and here's her with the other 2 people. And again, it's blurry and you can't make it, but we're getting closer.
Sure.
Getting closer. Finally, someone texts us and writes us and says, I overheard her talking. Her sister was running around looking for her.
Right.
Said out loud, my twin sister. I think she said twin.
Twin, yeah, they were twins.
My twin sister or my sister and twin sister is drunk. She said she was going to go break backstage. I can't find her. I'm looking for her. Has anyone seen her? Her name is blank.
Right.
Okay.
So we had a name.
So the person remembers that she says this, remembers the first and last name and the girl's name, writes us and says, I overheard them talking about it.
Right.
These are their names.
Sure.
Gives us the names. Then the lady said, checked it out for you. Found her on Facebook.
Right.
Knows where she lives. Here's the link to her Facebook page.
So
shit is heating
up. You appreciate those moments in it where you're like, this is exciting.
I love that our people that came to support us banded together. I love that it was an old fashioned mystery.
Yeah.
And
who done it?
Gumshoe shit. Like, we were following clues as they came in.
Right.
And we got the girl's name.
Yes.
Murray goes, this is where Murray shines.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is some praise for Murray.
Goes onto Facebook.
Finds the girl's page.
She's private. But it says where she works.
Right. So he looks up the business, gets the phone number.
It's a restaurant of sorts.
It's a restaurant.
Right.
He calls the restaurant, asks for her. Lady says she's not here. Murray says, "This is a Murr from Impractical Jokers." Amazing on so many levels. Yeah. Okay, number one, who the fuck cares?
Right.
Like, if she doesn't know who you are, like, I wouldn't have led with that. I would have said, "Hello, I'm a friend. Hello, my name is James.
Sure.
Hello, my name is James Murray. I need to reach this person.
Right.
Can you please let me know when she works? Can you please give her my number?"
Well, it turned out to be the right thing because the manager knew right away.
Right. But I'm just saying, in his own psyche, it's like, this is,
right.
Get ready. Are you sitting?
Are your socks off? Well, you might want to take them off now because they're about to get knocked.
You're on the phone right now, my friend, with no other than Murr, 1/4 of the Impractical Jokers.
Do you hear that?
From the eponymous show.
Do you hear that rustling?
Channel 1 million.
You hear that cottony rustle? That's a suit for Men's Wearhouse. That's who you're on the phone with, my friends.
This is Murr. I tell you right now, I'm adorned in fabric from the Men's Wearhouse.
Are you
how I do?
Are you ready to shop in Murr's Wearhouse? Because there's the title for the episode, Murr's Wearhouse.
I swaddle myself. What is a swat? What is that? What is the baby?
A baby, a swaddle.
A swaddle of clothing. Yeah. In only the finest linens and cottons from Men's Wearhouse.
My tailor Leon cuts this exactly to my body shape.
I tell you now, I have $4,800 worth of suits. There was a big sale.
I only paid $1,200. Maybe you haven't heard. It's buy one, get one free.
Get 3 free.
'Tis neither here nor there.
I'm looking for so-and-so. Right. But he leads with, "This is Murr from Practical Jokers," to which she says, "Oh my God." He says, "I need to speak to blah, blah, blah."
Right.
She was at the show last night, broke backstage, and stole my suit. I don't know if he even mentions my hoodie at this point.
Right. I don't think he does.
Right. She says, "No, that's impossible."
Not blah, blah, blah. She's a huge fan of you guys.
Yes.
She's been talking about going to the show for weeks.
Yes.
She's so excited to go. It made her night. There's no way that blah, blah, blah did that.
That's right.
Right.
He says, "She did. We have it. We have it on tape, and I have photos of her running out of the theater with it on."
So now, whether you believe that whether the woman deserved it or not, it just bears mentioning that Murray called her place of employment and basically outed her as a drunken thief.
That's right.
To her employer.
That's right. I'm 100% behind that.
Oh my God, yeah, I agree with.
I don't know the lady who we spoke to at the restaurant. Let's call her Janice, just so we have a reference. Before we move on with the story, let's stop and talk about Janice. She now has some options.
Right.
So Janice might be a manager. She might be an employee.
She was a manager, I believe. I think Murray asked for a manager.
Okay, because I was going to say she could have been a lower tenured employee.
No,
who knows her situation?
I think he asked for the manager.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, as a manager, she might be like, "Well, I can't give out personal information, but I will take disciplinary action."
Sure.
Or, "I can't give out personal information. Fuck you, Murr from Magdalene." Or, ha ha ha.
Right.
Or, "That's horrible, but there's nothing I can do."
Right.
Or, "Let me give you all of her information."
Sure.
She has a lot of choices.
She could be like, "I'll have her call you." Or, you know what I mean? Anything.
Right. So we'll give you a moment to think about what Janice did.
Incorrect.
Okay. And I just want to say right now, #Janice. I love this lady.
Sure.
She said, "Holy shit, I'm so sorry. Here's her number."
Right. Here's complete information.
Yes. Which I believe she should have done, because she's also removing herself.
Well, she should have done it, because you don't know if that's actually Murr from Practical Jokers. You know what I mean? Like, that's just a dude calling up saying he's that guy. So she shouldn't have done that.
Although it is a stretch, like what exactly is happening? Like, who is that guy that's not Murr that's calling saying, "I'm Murr and my Men's Wearhouse jacket got stolen and I need to call"?
Yeah, but you don't know. That's my point. Is you don't know.
So for general, etiquette and protocol, she shouldn't have done it. But for our purposes,
Right.
gung ho. Give her a ticker tape parade
for the purpose of justice.
Yeah,
we're happy she did.
Yes.
It. Right.
So now Murray calls the number.
Yes.
Okay. And he says
once again,
this
is Murr from Impractical Jokers.
Hello. This is Murr from Impractical Jokers, a show you might have heard of.
Right.
And
she broke down immediately.
No, it was not her.
Oh, okay.
It was the twin.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
And I think what happened is the twin probably was fielding calls here because they were maybe were on high alert. Because why would Janice give the number to the twin?
That's right.
Right. So she says nothing, the twin, but I think you want to speak to my sister.
That's right.
She puts the sister on the phone. We are on the phone with the thief.
Less than 8 hours?
Yeah.
The
next morning, right?
The next morning, right?
Yeah. We have tracked down because of the internet and because of our fans, because of justice in the world that we live in right now. We had someone trespass, break, enter, steal.
Right.
And
a $1,200 suit.
What police?
Right.
What police? We tracked that down ourselves.
It's like the Purge out there. We've got fucking one night to... Have you ever seen the Purge movies?
Yeah, I saw both of them. One was horrible.
Right.
2 was serviceable.
Okay, they're making a third.
They are because everyone goes to see them. Right. They're becoming exactly what Soul.
I haven't seen them, but okay. All right, so we've tracked her down.
He's on the phone.
That's
with
incredible.
The thief.
Okay, so she's on the phone.
She's on the phone, and Murr gives her a talking to like Murr can. Murr says, why do you think this is funny? Who do you think you are? Do you realize like how much annoyance and like, just general like anger and you realize it sucks.
He told me he dressed her down for 25 minutes.
No.
That's what he told me.
Oh, I didn't know it was that long.
He said he railed into her for 25 minutes.
I did not know it was that long.
Yeah.
But saying like, and it is true. We're on a 3-week bus tour. Murray wears that suit on stage as part of like to support his personality and character that we get on all the time.
Sure.
And we do call out his tie and suit and shit like that in the show as part of it.
Right.
And then the next day, for the rest of the tour, that was the beginning of the tour, he wasn't going to have a suit anymore.
Right.
He would have to go buy a new suit.
Sure.
And it just, what are you going to do with it? And also, what are you thinking? What are you thinking?
It's somebody's property.
You like us. You paid money to come see the show. We tried to entertain you.
Right.
Then you steal our shit and think that what?
Right.
I just don't get it.
She was drunk.
Fine.
At least drunk. She might have been high too. We don't know.
Fair enough. So Murray just says, this is unbelievable and you should be ashamed of yourself and all this other stuff. And, she gives exactly what we'd expect. She says, I'm so sorry. I was drunk. I don't know what I was thinking. I was going to come forward, but then I didn't know what to do. And I'm going to tell you this.
Right.
I'm going to tell you this. Drunk or not drunk, I wholeheartedly believe that she was only in that position speaking that way and that sorry because she was caught. That's what I think.
Yeah, she told Murray that she was nervous all day, that she sobered up and all day was freaking out that she had done that, which I can believe because it's a fucked up thing to do. And if you're not that person who does that normally, that's pretty fucked up.
But you gotta be that person to do it. I'm looking for my sister. She's crazy. She's drunk. She's gonna run backstage, break in, and steal shit.
Right.
Like really?
Sure.
Like, so if that's not where your sister comes from normally, like really, it's just like, oh, my sister's just crazy. She's just breaking in backstage and stealing shit.
Right.
Like no, that doesn't. You don't even let your sister get there. I mean, come on.
Sure.
Like when your sister announces to you that that's what she's doing,
you just grab a hand and be like, "Let's get the fuck out of here,
talking about?
Idiot."
Right.
Right.
I believe, whatever. The girl likes to hit the sauce or whatever she likes to do. The girl probably is fast and loose, whatever. I think that even if she's nervous because maybe she didn't want to, you know why she's nervous too? The pictures came out. That's why she's fucking nervous. Not because she did it. I'm telling you, if no pictures...
Oh, I'm not giving her the benefit of any doubt. I'm just extrapolating. Right. Yeah. She's a scum. She's the lowest of the low as far as I'm concerned.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So what I think is, if the pictures never came out and we had no clues, I think she goes home. She's like, "Oh shit, I fucked up. Oh my god, ha ha ha."
Right.
That's what I think. I think because there's 6 or 7 pictures circulating of her in varying degrees, and you see the story unfolding, and people, and they know that they announced it and shit. I think she's nervous, not because I'm nervous that I did a bad thing and I regret it. I'm nervous because I'm still not in the clear.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
So then Murray calls her, and then of course you're going to crumble and lip service.
Because you're caught.
You're caught. What are you going to say?
Right.
We called your job. We know where you work. We know your name. We know where you live. We know everything.
Right.
You have to do complete lip service here. You have to backtrack. And she says, I thought about returning it, but then I didn't know what to do, and blah, 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 and I'm really sorry. Murr says, take the jacket and the hoodie. Drop it in the mail tomorrow. Overnight it. We need it back on tour. I got to wear the suit and Sal's favorite hoodie. Goodbye. Hangs up on her. Okay? Sure enough, next day, we get a package in the mail. We open it up. It's Murray's. Murray's going to like the way he looks again.
Sure.
The guy guarantees it.
Right.
And it's my...
It would be great if she mailed back three jackets.
So she mails back the next day. And we open it up. It's Murray's jacket. It's my hoodie. I take my hoodie immediately. First thing I do is smell it.
Okay. How'd it smell?
It smells like she washed it. It smells like soap.
You think she washed it out of courtesy or to get rid of the evidence, the DNA evidence?
No, I don't think she... What do you mean? Like she shoved it up her pussy or something?
No, but like her hair's... I don't know what she's up to. I don't know how the mind of the criminal works. I mean, maybe this was a puss gun.
I don't think she shoved the hoodie up her puss.
Maybe. You don't know. I've seen movies.
No, when you said DNA...
I saw a movie once where a woman put a squid in her pussy, so I don't know what's going on out there.
What movie was that?
It was on, somebody sent me a link. You want to see if I can find the picture?
This is a wide released, a silver screen.
No. This is just like one of those things that your friends send you at 3 a.m. They're like, look at how disgusting this is.
Yeah, but is this a pornography?
Hold on.
I don't want to see it.
I'm just going to Google squid in pussy.
I don't even like that word. Can we just say puss?
Oh, well, apparently.
I don't want to see anything that's coming up. I don't want to see it. Oh! Why would you show me that? Turn it away, man. I'm not looking. I don't want to see it, dude. I don't want to see it.
All
no part of me.
But we can.
No part of me wants to see it. Dude.
All right. Okay.
No part of me wants to see it.
Well, if you want to see it, you just.
God. Is that just a Google image now, or are you looking up the
Google
footage?
image?
Oh, so that's
Google image.
I'm not looking. I'm holding my hand up.
Just type squid and pussy, and you'll see a bunch of stuff.
Is that? First of all, I don't even want to see the movie that you thought that you saw. I don't want to see any.
No, I think it was pictures I saw.
Oh, God.
No, that's not true. I definitely saw a woman squeezing a squid out of a pussy somewhere.
Can we just say puss, please?
Vagina.
Thank you.
Okay, no problem.
I got an issue with that.
Well, it's like people are like...
That's the most vile sentence I've ever... Like, it's just gross. A woman with a squid in her pussy? Like, I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that.
Okay.
Just even I can truncate
I'm just telling
say
you...
puss.
All right.
That
it's happened.
That's fucking... Oh, I can't get that fucking first image out of my head now. I don't want to see that, man. I don't want to see that. Oh my God, like what the frick? No part of me wanted to see that.
Well, now you got to live with it now. So there you go.
Oh, it's so it's too much. It's too much.
Right.
What were we talking about?
Squids
I didn't think she shoved.
Oh, okay, the hoodie in the pussy.
So, but you said DNA, and we don't need it. So I was like,
hair.
I'm thinking liquid or something.
Yeah,
but we don't.
So she washed it.
We have her name. We don't need to prove anything. We have it. We have pictures of her wearing it, and her name and address.
Sure.
And her phone. So no, I don't think she was. I think she was just washing it. I got an issue with that. I don't even want her to wash it.
Right.
Like I don't take any more steps. Don't have any further relations with my hoodie.
Right.
Like,
put it in the box and mail it off.
So you wore it for an hour. I don't give a shit. I'll take it. I'll decontaminate it. I don't need you using your detergent.
Right. Whatever was on sale that week.
Your detergent smell on it. And also putting it in the washer and dryer that you wash your clothes in.
Right.
Like all your stuff, did you wash it alone?
Right.
Did you throw it in with your load to kill?
What if she brought it to a place that, like a public? What if she doesn't own a washer and dryer?
I have a problem with that.
Sure, that's what I mean.
That's for me last resort.
Right. Of course.
I don't like putting my stuff in with other stuff.
Sick people wash their clothes in that. People with lice, people with bed bugs, like that's they take it to the public laundromat to wash that shit out of.
I would rather she not even do it. I understand the gesture, what have you. I smelled it. I knew it was washed. In the box.
A note.
Is a note.
Loose leaf.
I have the note.
Three whole loose leaf.
I got the note right here.
All right.
I got the note right here. All right. Here's what she has to say. I'm withholding her name throughout this whole thing.
Which is more than she deserves, I feel. But yes.
Yeah, a public shaming could have been in order here.
Right.
And let me just say this. Maybe not a public shaming, but she may still get a little something. I'll explain.
Let's get to the end of the letter and we'll get into that.
Dear Sal and Murr.
Right.
And again, I'm reading this. I think this is pure lip service.
Right.
I just want to apologize again for my terrible decision making. I truly, at the time of my drunken stupor, did not think I would be causing harm. I'm embarrassed and completely remorseful. Sounds like literally a killer on death row.
Sure.
I know there's no way to really make it up to you guys, but I put a $50 bill in Murr's breast pocket. Please have a drink on me.
Whew. Well, now I feel I'm entitled to some of that because I had to wait around 2 hours. Like my night was affected as well. I had to wait around 2 hours.
We could debate that. For me. That's neither here nor there.
Well, where'd the $50 go?
The items. What? Well, I'll tell you. I'll tell you what happened.
Okay.
I'll tell you everything. $50 on me. Now, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
You commit a crime.
Well, it's just that I know I haven't. This is the first time I'm hearing about the $50. So there was a discussion somewhere along the way as to what to do with that money, and nobody took my time into consideration.
I will tell you what happened.
Okay, all right.
So you commit a crime.
Sure.
You shoot somebody.
Right.
They don't die. You shoot them in the leg.
Okay.
Still,
I wing them.
You shot a person.
Yeah.
You get caught. You're addressing it. You're in court.
Right.
You say to them, "Look, I was drunk.
Right.
I was drunk when I shot him. I didn't mean to hit him. I didn't know it was going to hurt anybody. I'm remorseful.
Right.
Okay. Also, can I give you $50?
Sure. Just slide $50.
Can I give you $50
to the jury? Right.
And then we'll just can we do something here where I give you the 50? I tell you I'm remorseful, and then his knee bone, his kneecap is.
We all walk away. Okay.
No, what happens at that point is you go to jail immediately.
That's right.
You can't bribe somebody.
You've just admitted. In fact, they're going to throw a bribery charge on top of everything.
Throw a bribery charge right on top of it.
Yeah, right on top.
Right on top of it.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the person we're dealing with here.
Sure.
Okay. Now she's trying to bribe. Also, I washed the hoodie.
Oh, so you were right.
Don't do me any favors. I would have dry cleaned the jacket if there was enough time to do so. With regret and sincerest apologies, your most stupid fan.
All right.
P.S. I am grateful for your kindness and understanding. Now, I will tell you this. This is a well-written letter.
Can I see it?
Addressing the points.
Right.
But just because she can articulate remorse well doesn't mean that if she never got caught, she would have been like, ha, 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 and then just shove my hoodie up her puss at her leisure whenever she wanted.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
So, to that I say...
Go fuck yourself?
Go fuck yourself. Right? I feel that she committed multiple crimes, basically. Right. Okay? And I'm not on a high horse here. I'm stating the facts. She committed multiple crimes.
Right.
She trespassed. She broke and entered. Right. She stole.
Right.
And she fled.
Right.
Right there. That's boom, boom, boom.
And bribery.
Boom. Let me hit say well. And then she bribed us. Right. She's just stacking crimes.
Sure.
She's basically like fucking Hitler right now.
This is a misguided soul.
Okay. So
I don't know about it. Okay.
Well,
right.
She's probably got Hitler in her somewhere. Right.
All right.
Well, whatever.
Sure.
It's my favorite hoodie. So I say to Murr, I gotta be honest with you, buddy. Like, if we didn't hunt her down,
right,
call her job, get her on the phone, and really, really show her entire hand, she wouldn't have called back. She would not have called back. She might have been like, "Oh shit, I fucked up," but she would have had that on display. She probably, if I was me, and I would have never done it, but if I was me, I probably would have got it framed like people frame hockey jerseys and put it up.
Sure.
And put the pictures of Murray's tweet next to it.
Or like in the Batcave where they have like the dead Robin's outfit in that glass case. Right.
I think that's what she would have done. And I was uncomfortable here. Like I've gotten in trouble in the past. I always got punished for it. I was uncomfortable with her committing 5 crimes.
Sure.
And then literally like not even getting like a slap on the wrist. Now, I don't necessarily want her to, I don't wish harm on her.
You don't want to you're not thinking prison time or.
I'm not thinking anything harsh.
Okay.
I'm thinking whatever it is that the law dictate that she deserves. Whether that's a slap on the wrist, a misdemeanor charge.
Well, does the fact that the suit cost $1,200 put this into like a major crimes?
You know what? It probably does. Because I feel like I think that is true. I think there's
because I know if somebody's taking a picture, because this came up recently where people will sometimes come up to us and just take pictures of us, put their fucking phones in our face and just take pictures.
Right.
And I have to stop myself from grabbing the phone and chucking it against the wall.
Right.
And I said that to our manager, and he was like, you can't do that because the phones cost enough money at this point that it becomes like some sort of
it's a trumped up charge,
like a felony crime or something like that. Right.
Yeah.
So she might have wandered into like Felonyville.
It's no doubt.
Right.
No doubt. There are tiers. There are like tiers of the level of what the thing is worth.
Right.
And mind you, if you get caught shoplifting a goddamn Berates, you go to jail.
Right.
You go to jail.
Sure.
I've seen it happen. I've worked in that space. I know someone who's run security for that space. Like, they put those people away.
Right.
Because those people usually are serial thieves.
Right.
I mean, I know when they know it's a little kid and, this, what have you, but, shoplifting is, and this is worse than shoplifting.
Right.
This is trespassing, breaking, entering, shoplifting, fleeing.
Right.
And don't forget the bribery.
Sure.
So I said to Murr, we were divided here. I said, I actually would like for her to go through the process of legal amends.
Face the music.
Yeah, I think she should face the music.
Sure.
Yes, it was a nice gesture that she washed my hoodie, and yes, I took half the $50.
You took half the $50?
Yes, I did.
That's fucking, come on, man.
Well, Murray was going to take it, and I was like, what are you doing? Like, give me half of that. And he was like, all right, fine. First you're gonna rip it up. First you're gonna mail it back to her. Then we're like, we don't even have the time. Then we're gonna rip it up, and then we're like, that's stupid. Then we were like, well, what are we gonna do with it?
I honestly feel like $12.50 of that is my money.
Well, I guess the case can be made that she stole 2 items from us, so her reparations were toward us. See, actually, what would hold up in court is this.
Yeah, but she stole my time. I had to wait around for 2 hours.
That's true,
right?
But I don't know if this physical money's equates. The header of the thing is Dear Sal and Murr.
Yeah, I know, but as you pointed out, she's a criminal. So we're now suddenly we're going on her.
All right. So Murr owes you $12.50.
Well, somebody owes me. Well, $6.25 each is the way I'm looking at it.
All right, fine.
All right.
So Joe's not getting his. Okay. So yes, I took the bribe.
Right.
Yes. What does that make me, a criminal? No. The reason I took the bribe was because there was nothing for me to do with the money.
Yeah, but you took the money.
Well, I have it.
Right.
So I didn't really take it.
Okay.
Taking it would be spending it.
Right.
Right?
You didn't spend it yet.
No, it's in my possession.
Okay.
I don't want to spend it. That's dirty money.
Blood money.
It's blood money. I will not spend that money.
Okay.
I was thinking about just like donating it.
That's good.
Yeah.
So some good can come out of this tragedy.
Completely for real.
Right.
I have not spent that money.
I believe it.
I folded it a certain way and put it in the corner of my wallet, and it's there because I thought maybe, who knows, maybe we'll have some fun on the podcast, and maybe I'll raffle off the money.
All right.
This blood money, this bribe blood money.
Yes.
And now you too can own a piece of the night that Murray's $1,200 men's Wearhouse suit was stolen. I went in there.
Right.
I went in there like 10. We're gonna be all over the map here.
Yeah, no, this is good.
I went into the jewelry exchange, I think at Christmas time.
It's basically a flea market for diamonds. That's the best way to put it, right? Okay.
I went in there, and maybe like over 10 years ago, I went to buy diamond earrings for my girlfriend. And I was with my buddy Joe.
And he's like, I know a place. We'll go here. I've bought diamonds here before. You'll get a good price. So I walk in, and it was immediately like, it just, even though it's legal, it feels completely shady.
Right.
And
it feels like you're in a back market in like Arabia in like the 1920s or something.
That's
like
exactly what it feels like. And you walk in the door, and people just start screaming, yelling at you, and like, come over here, don't go over there, come over
here. Here, my friend. Come to me, my friend.
Yes. Yeah. And it's all like broken English. Like, it's funny, which makes it feel a little more foreign than it really is, too. And I remember I walked in, and the guy's like, he's like, come, I will help you, come on. And I was like, I'm just looking, I just walked in the door, I don't even know what I really want. And come on, my friend, let's go. So I'm like, all right, well, what do you have? He's like, what do you need? I'm looking for
a kidney. I need 2 days, my friend.
Right. And then all of a sudden you hear like, I can get you better kidney. But my kidney's all about cut. No, but
look at the color of this kidney.
But he's like, come, my friend. He's like, he takes out like a felt square that has just loose diamonds on it, right? And he's like, pick whatever you like. And I'm like, I don't really know anything about diamonds. And he's like, come on. He's like, these are the world's best diamonds. Come on.
You found the world's best diamonds.
The first
in the jewelry exchange, the first guy you speak to.
Yes, the first guy in Woodbridge, New Jersey. I said, I don't know. I said, I don't even know how this works. He's like, this diamond here, this diamond is $3,000. I give to you for 1,000. So I was like,
what's the percentage of those savings?
Wait a minute, hold on a second.
The best diamonds in the world.
You're gonna give me that steep of a discount for what reason? Why are you doing this to me? Did you see something when I walked through the door? Like, I don't understand. Like, why are you gonna give me 66% off the diamond? I'm no one to you. And he's like, because I want to give you a good price. I'm like, but you still need a major profit margin here. So what I feel, whatever his name was, I don't know.
The guy who sold me my diamond was Samir. So why don't we just go with that?
So what I feel, Samir, is that, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this time it was never $3,000.
Did you say that to him?
Yeah. This time it was never $3,000 to begin with. He's like, I'll show you. And it has like, he has price tags. Like,
right, a handwritten price tag.
Like, it was $3,000. Okay. Then he says, bro, it was called Oceans of Diamonds, the name, because they have these little signs hanging like from the wall, from the drop-down ceiling. They have it hanging over their glass section of the table, of the counter. It's called Oceans of Diamonds. And he's like, my friend. And he said something to me. This was like 10 to 15 years ago. He said something to me that I have never forgotten. And Joe Savarese and I, we often bring up Samir. So he says it was called Oceans of Diamonds, and he says, bro, look at me. I will give you better than my best price. This guy was a complete he was speaking in riddles. I looked at him, I said, what? The sentence you just said just blew my mind. So you're gonna give it to me for free? Because what's the best price you can give it to me? And let's say he says, okay, I said 1,000, I will give it to you for 950. Okay, but you're going to give it to me for better than that. Because you said you're going to give it to me for better than your best price.
Right.
You see where we're going here? It's like when I sold the kid that car in the car dealership on the shelf.
Right.
He's chewing himself down. You can't give me better than your best price. That's a complete anomaly. You can't do that.
It's actually impossible.
It's impossible.
Right.
And I said, look, I didn't like it. Strange things were afoot at the Circle K. So I said, I'm going to go look around. And then he kept trying to beckon, he kept trying to call me back.
Right.
And he was saying stuff he was probably saying normal stuff like, I'll be here, bro. I'm waiting. You're not gonna find anything better, bro.
This is oceans of diamonds.
So what we did now, we started like having some fun with it when we retell the story. Every time we'd add in some puns, like, bro, it's high tide, bro. You better get here soon. Like, bro, be careful. There's a lot of sharks out there. You're gonna want to come back to shore soon, bro.
Just a bunch of nautical themes.
Just nautical, bro. You're going 5 knots too fast in the opposite direction, bro. You're gonna want to turn around, bro. There's a whole world of diamonds under here that you don't know about. So,
there's a mermaid swimming in the diamonds.
Bro, be careful over there. The riptide will take you where you don't want to be, bro.
Yes, if the riptide for the oceans pulls you out, swim to the side of the current, into the side diamonds.
Bro, when you're drowning over there in diamonds, let Samira know. I'll throw you a life preserver, bro.
Bro, have you eaten within the last half hour? You should not be in the ocean. Good times.
So I didn't buy anything from him. But I then got you, and I said, I was so green, I didn't know. I'm like, where can I go where that's not going to happen to me?
We were just talking about a crackhead. Yeah. We
were just talking about a crackhead.
I was at my dad's house for Father's Day.
Okay.
And my family was there, and we were sitting around outside telling stories. And there was a neighborhood kid who got, hooked on crack, and drugs and shit.
Holy shit.
And I won't say his name either. Let's say Tom. But he crackheads are like, they become like something else, like a different, like it's crazy. Like,
yeah.
And I mean, I'm saying this with a comical slant, like they're everywhere at once. Like this kid, he would see you every day, no matter where you are in Staten Island.
Really?
Like, crackhead, they just roam. They just roam. And like, he would always, like, I cannot tell you, I swear to you, how many times he would just come out of a bush.
Really?
Like, yeah, like, she's like, oh! And you'd see like the bush shaking, like, he'd come out like, Sally! And and then you're like, oh fuck, it's fucking Tom, man.
The fucking bush shakes.
I'm not even kidding around. Like, I guess cause like when we were kids, like you basically walk everywhere.
Right.
You take your bike or you walk everywhere.
Okay.
And you stay within a couple of neighborhoods of your house, but there's a, X mile radius that you're walking around. Right. But that's what you did all day. And when school was out, like you took your bike, you went to the store, you went to the playground, you went to this, you went to your friends, but you're always on the streets. Right. And as a crackhead, you got nowhere to go.
Sure.
Like his mom wouldn't let him in a lot. Like he was trying to kick, so he was on the streets, crashing at people's houses. So he was always on the streets. So like, even when we were like 2 neighborhoods over, like cause what he's always looking for a ride or money or a favor. Cause he always needs to get more crack. So he'd always be like, as soon as you saw him, yo, you got $1, you got $2, and they just, it's a very common thing. They just lie everything out of their mouth to lie. It's like, yo, I just got to get on the bus because I got to get here. I have an appointment. Or, yo, you got to do me a favor. I lost my wallet and I just need $2 and whatever it is. And they always ask for money. And then when we got old enough, he was like a career crackhead. Like he became a crackhead when we were young, and then kept being a crackhead like all the way to like when we were like in college. Okay. So then we had cars. And I'm not fucking with you. I'd be at a red light, like 3 neighborhoods over. He would literally just go, and I'd look at him at my fucking window. He's like, Sally, let me get a ride, man, Sally. He's like, yo, my girl just kicked me out. I just gotta, and he would open my door and jump in.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but
so now you have a crackhead in the car.
Crackhead, full blown. And but we knew him and his family for years. He's from the neighborhood.
Right.
So it's like, it's just Tom. But then again, it's like, yo, everyone tried to avoid Tom.
All right.
Right? So like everyone, and be like, yo, don't go down that way. Tom's down that way. And I swear to God. And he would a lot of times he'd just be walking around like boxer shorts and a t-shirt.
Oh my God. What a horrible existence.
No shoes. Like, yeah, I know. I think he's rehabilitated now.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. But
he would just be like, and dude, the worst is when you're with people that like don't know him, and then he's like, Sally! Because he was like that kind of guy too, like a neighborhood guy, like, yo, Sally, what's up, Sal? Oh, Sally's my boy. Yo, how's your father? How's your mother? How's your sister doing? Right. Oh, yeah, me and Sal good. And he would just go, they were talking a mile a minute. Right. Then he'd go, he really did know us because we knew him. So he would go on and on and be like, yo, me and Sal, this and that. Let me tell you something about Sal. And he would just talk a mile a minute high on crack. And I'm like, oh my God, those guys are thinking of it.
Right. Did you have to, when he walked away, be like, that's just a neighborhood crack guy?
Yes.
Did you have to, right?
Yes.
You have to repair your own reputation.
Yes. One time, Jay Bracco, remember Jay Bracco?
Sure, of course.
So one time we were in college. Right. And I was in Jay's car.
When was the last time you saw Jay Bracco?
It's seen him physically. It's been quite some time. It's probably been like 10 years.
Did he keep his hair or did he lose his hair?
He has his hair.
All right. Cause that was a head of hair on that kid.
He had good hair.
Yeah.
I saw him. I was buying a mountain bike in Kmart and I saw him and his wife
really?
like 10 years ago. Really? I think he's doing well though. I just recently heard something about it, but I hope it was well.
Okay. Anyway, sorry. You were with Jay Bracco.
He's driving and we're at a light on the service road by my deli.
Oh yeah, sure.
Right there, and Jay's in the car, and I'm in the passenger seat. I think my sister Jenna was with us for some reason in the back seat, and we're at the light, and
I didn't understand what you just said,
Tom. Tom, right? We will just all of a sudden we just heard a car door, and we turned around, and Tom was in the back seat.
In the car?
He didn't ask. He didn't ask. He didn't knock. He didn't say hello to me first. He didn't know who was driving. Right. I guess he just saw me, and it's just like, I'm allowed to do this. Right. And the door just slammed closed. I look back. It's Jenna and fucking Tom the crackhead in the back seat. And I was like, oh, hey. And I wasn't at a point yet where I never was disrespectful to the guy.
Sure.
I felt bad.
Right.
But also he was so aggressive in a way that like made you like disabled in a way. Cause he'd be like, yo, Sally, I love you, man. Right. And you're like, all right, I guess I love you too. Like, I don't know what to say.
Sure.
And so he jumped in. He's like, and Jay driving the car did not know of this person.
Sure.
So he jumps in and Jay was like, what the? And my friend's like, oh, yo, Sally. And he's like, oh, and my friend's like freaking out. He's like, yo, sorry, bro. Yo, me and Sally were like this. He would always say that. This is like family right here. He's like my family.
Really?
He's like, yo, I need a ride real quick. He's like, I was just gonna wait for the bus, but it's taking too long. Can you just drive me up here real quick? So my friend's like, I guess. So it's like, yeah. And then this is like the third or fourth time Tom did this to us. What he would be doing was he needed a ride to the crack house.
Oh. Now you got your little sister in the car with a crackhead going to a crack house.
Yes, but I didn't really I was a little naive sometimes. I didn't know.
Sure.
Because sometimes it wasn't the crack house, but he would never tell you where. He'd be like, yo, make a quick right. Yo, make a quick left. Right. And so so my friend's like, all right. So we make a right on Taji. Make a right on Taji.
Oh, right on Taji is the wrong direction.
Go down and we're in Park Hill.
Right.
And we make a couple, Park Hill, the Killer Hills.
The Wu-Tang, that's what it is. This is what comes out of Park Hill, the Wu-Tang. There you go, right?
Yes. And I have friends and family that live in Park Hill too, but I'm saying there's
not disparaging the good people of Park Hill at all.
There's crack houses. So he goes, yo, make a right, make a left, make a right. And then we pull up to a dilapidated like house, right? Like townhouses connected. And he's like, yo, he kept telling us he just has to go see his girlfriend to pick something up. And so my friend's like, all right, but my friend isn't like necessarily like, this is a full blown crackhead taking me to a crack house, but he definitely was. Tensions were high a little bit,
right?
And I'm like, yeah, all right, Phil, and we pull up, and then he goes, yo, just wait here, I'll be right back. And like he jumped.
Now you're expected to wait for Tom, and you know he's coming back with a pocket full of crack.
Yeah, he jumped out, and he like went into the house, and my friend looks at me, he's like, what are we supposed to do? And I'm like, I don't know, I didn't know he was going to say that. He didn't wait for an answer, so we were really caught between being decent and peeling out, and we should have just peeled out. Of course. We should have just peeled out.
Yeah, but you didn't.
So my friend's like, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, look, all right, we'll wait a minute. If it's longer than a minute, sure. I don't care. All of a sudden, the car's running, we're pulling on the side of the road. My friend like pulled up, so we were like maybe 20, 30 feet past the house he went in. All of a sudden, we see him run.
Get out.
Out of the house. and just start yelling, go, go, go. Dude, I swear to God, my friend's like, what? What was he saying? I'm like, he's running at us going like this, go, go, go. So my friend starts driving, but like, 5 miles an hour, just like pull away without him because he was running at us still. And then he started running alongside the car and jumped in the car. And and then he's like, go, 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 go. My friend just peeled out and we just like left there. Without a doubt, something fucked up happened.
Yeah.
Maybe he like stole something or he didn't pay or the guy.
What did he say? What?
He didn't say nothing. I don't remember, but he didn't say what happened. He probably just told more lies. But, yeah. So
that is harrowing. Man.
I know, dude. I know. And ever since then, it's like, so we were just talking
Lock
about
your fucking doors.
We were just talking about that at my dad's house, how he usually just always pop out of the bushes and be like, yo, this is my family.
Oh, wow.
It's like, can you not pop out of the bushes in your underwear and tell everyone I'm your family member, please? Like, every time I see you, you're coming out of the brush in, like, fucking tattered boxers and telling everyone I'm your fucking favorite family member.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Crack is messed up, kids. Don't do it.
Oof. Wow. All right, all that from the World Cup. That's how we got. That's how we got to Tom the Crackhead. Yeah, I don't remember the exact lineage.
Because the Brazilian women. We check into a hotel the other night. We drive overnight for we finish filming, and then we drive overnight for 2-3 hours, whatever it was.
Yeah,
and we arrive. I don't even know where.
We drove from Austin to Houston, right?
Brenham.
That's right. Brenham.
So that's where this was.
Yeah.
So in Brenham, Texas.
No. Where the Roach was.
No, where my hotel room was.
Oh, Brenham. That was Brenham, yeah.
We get to this place, and we pull up at 1:30 in the morning.
Right.
Okay? We filmed all day. We drove through the night. We get to Brenham. It's 1:30 in the morning.
Right.
We go to check in. Now, once we check in, side note, a little bit boring, but I have to write and do stuff for the next morning.
Sure.
So I still have work to do before we check in.
Right.
We have to wake up and be checked out, I think, at like 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Something like that. Something crazy. So, which it's really just a pit stop.
Right.
We roll in.
My room was fine.
We roll in, and our crew had gotten there before us and checked us in. So we all took our keys. We got our keys and went up to our rooms. We split up. I go in my room. I open the door, and I see a garbage bag on the floor. I'm like, oh, all right. I guess the maid. There's a loose bag or something, I guess. I walk in a little further, another garbage bag on the floor, along with food, French fries, cereal, all this shit on the floor. I go another step forward, and then where the room opens up, and I look, and all the sheets and pillows and blankets are ruffled and taken off the bed.
It looks like a poltergeist went through there, right?
Yeah, well, so at that split second, it's 1:30 in the morning. I'm like, oh my God, someone's in here still. They somehow gave me the key to a room someone still. I run back out. I'm like, holy, that spooked me. I knock on Murray's room because he's next door to me. I tell him, he's like, holy shit. He said, we got to go see if someone's in there. So we knock on the door, nobody's answering.
I do want to interject on that 1 second. Because we do tend to, on the show, rip on Murray a lot. Right?
And
we get that question all the time, like, "What, do you guys really not like him?" and blah, blah, blah. We do. We love him.
Yeah, of course.
He is always up for adventures and shenanigans.
Yes.
Like, he's the guy. You knocked on the exact room.
Right.
He's the guy that wants to investigate. I've never had more fun in an amusement park than anybody but him. Like, that's where he shines.
If you're going on an adventure, he's the guy.
Call Murray.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Oh, no, yeah. I mean, we play a lot of that stuff up on the show. But,
we also hate his guts, but
can't stand the fucking guy. So we go into the room. He leads, and he turns the corner, and like a fucking asshole, he gets a face. He puts on a face like he's seeing a poltergeist.
Right.
And he's 2 feet ahead of me, so he's looking around the corner of the room before I can see it, and his face goes pale, and he goes, "Oh my God!" And I scream like a fucking. I screamed, man. I screamed. You know, I don't like to get scared. I screamed. I ran out. He's hysterical laughing. And
he just did it to fuck me.
He just did it to fuck me. So I go back in. Dude, the room is trashed.
Mm.
There's a bowl of clam chowder.
Oh, that's gross.
Open.
Right.
There's pizza, there's dirty napkins, wrappers, there's Lunchables ripped open all over the place. The desks were full of grease and what looked like butter. I turned, and then there was a marble sink. It had a garbage bag in it filled to the top, maybe a 10-gallon bag, clear bag, filled with garbage. Cans, papers, magazines, everything, just garbage, trash everywhere. The bathroom towels on the floor, cups, napkins in the tub. It was disgusting. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I figured you guys played a joke, the crew played a joke on me, maybe?
Right. Although they're not that type of crew, though.
No, I don't know.
Very friendly with them.
Especially knowing, the strain we were on this week, checking in at 1:30 in the morning. So I go down, I'm like, great. Now Murray's like, good night.
Adventure's over.
Adventure's over. Murray's like, sorry, buddy, I'm going to my room. He's like, you can stay in my room if you want. I'm like, nah, I want my own room. I want to go to sleep. So the hotel is silent. No one's there.
Right.
So I go downstairs. I walk up. There's 2 people working in the whole hotel. Okay. I won't even say the name of the hotel.
Sure.
I won't say the name. There's a woman and a guy. Okay. And I go downstairs and I walk up and I say, hi. I just came in about 5 minutes ago. My room, either someone is still in it, and is not there right now, or it's trashed. And the lady says, that's impossible. So I said, well, why do you say that? And she says, because the person that was in your room before you is a VIP.
So you're a liar.
Right. I don't know what, what do you,
what's your theory then?
I came down at 1:37 a.m. just to tell you a funny little lie and then hop away. Well, I said to her, well, that's all well and good, but he's a VIP slob.
Sure.
He trashed the room. She said, well, there's no reason for him to do that. I said, you know what? Let's not argue the merits of this guy's character at 1:37 a.m. Give me another room, and then you can go see the room for yourself.
Right.
To which she says to me, I'm sorry, there are no other rooms.
Right.
And I said, that's a joke. And she said, no, it's not. And I said, it's Tuesday in Brenham. It was a big hotel.
Yeah.
I said, oh, I get it. And then I said, they're playing a fucking joke on me. They got it all the way down to the lady at the front desk. I said, this is a joke. You're joking. My crew set this whole thing up. She's like, no, I'm not joking with you at all. I'm like, there's not a single room for you to put me in. She says, no. I said, well, what are the options here? She says, well, I'll have to go upstairs and clean it. Give me a half hour. To which I'm like, it's 1:37 in the morning.
Right.
I said, I don't mean to be I don't mean to be out of line. I said, but that's unacceptable.
Right.
I have things to do right now, and I have to be up in a few hours. This is not what happens when it's 1:30. You guys have plenty of time to rectify this situation. Why is my room trashed?
Right.
So she closes the front desk. She locks the front door of the hotel.
Right.
And the 2 of them follow. And this is a nationwide brand name chain of hotel. They go up to the room. We walk in. I'm like, look. And she's like, oh, wow. And the guy's like, whoa. And she's like, I can't believe it. I don't understand why he would do this. And I'm like, would you think I was lying? And I was like, I can't wait a half hour for you. They started cleaning it with me in the room. It was the most awkward thing. I was holding my backpack and my luggage, and they were pulling the sheets off the bed. She's cleaning up Clam Chowder. And then she tells the guy, go get the vacuum. I was like, listen, I said, guys, I can't stay here. I got news for you. I can't even stay here anymore.
Right.
I'm not supposed to see this part.
Right.
my eyes and we're not supposed to see that as customers. I've seen behind the curtain now.
Right.
I've seen Oz.
See, I thought that you would maybe be interested to see exactly the process that goes into it. But
the process that goes into it is they're going to do the best they can to make it look. I never thought I try not to think of this when you check into a hotel. You've heard all the stories. There's load everywhere.
Yeah.
There's everything.
Don't ever touch that remote for the TV.
Don't ever use the glasses.
Right.
You've seen the reports. They wipe the glasses with the same thing they wipe the toilet with. You know it. But you still don't think you block it out.
Right.
Well, I saw it. And I said, this curtain's been pulled back. I can't come back in this room.
Right.
Now, the person that did this laid in that bed. Like the fibers absorbed him.
You're right. There's no separation.
No way. I said, I'm not supposed to. I said, I got to get out of here. So she was nice enough to call a hotel that was in the next lot, per se, and get me a room there. To which she says, because we had driven there, and we could. This is the thing. We're driving to the hotel on the GPS, and the GPS.
Oh, fucked us up.
The GPS literally goes. I swear to God, the GPS, which you don't even think it's in their vocabulary. It's like she said something like, "You're gonna have to pull over and walk the rest."
Yeah, that's right.
That's what she said.
Yeah, it's like pull over, park car, walk to destination as it is inaccessible from the road. And we're like, what the fuck?
It's a major hotel.
Right.
And Joe's did the same thing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like that. It was like in a weird, it almost like it was a weirdly informal.
Yeah.
It was almost like, it was almost like,
I can't believe I'm saying this.
You're going to have to pull over and walk the rest of the way. I've done all I can do.
Right.
So we walked across a field to get there. And then she tells me, I said, is there a way to get to the hotel? She says, yes. So she says, follow me. I'm carrying 2 backpacks and a big luggage.
Yeah.
And I wheel it. She takes me to the end of the parking lot. She tells me there's a path.
Right.
The path that she takes me to the end of the parking lot, she points at shrubs, thick hedges.
Sure.
And says, you got to bust through there.
Right.
And then continue on to the next hotel.
Well, that was the parking lot we parked in because what we decided to do in answer to the GPS is drive over a field.
A field, yeah.
And when I say field, I mean a field. There were deer.
Yeah, there were deer
in the field.
We hopped a curb, went up a little mini hill.
Right.
It opened up into a sprawling plateau.
Field.
And we drove across it. We ripped up some grass. There was deer everywhere.
Yeah.
And then we hopped another curb and went to we literally went off-roading to get there.
Because we were just like, fuck it, we're tired. It's 1:30 in the morning.
Yes. So now she tells me, bust through these hedges and forge ahead.
Yeah.
And ahead of me was no joke. It was like 150 yards of grass. And I took a picture because when I got to the next hotel in the elevator bank, there was an aerial shot of the hotel that I was in, an aerial shot.
Okay.
And you could see the full on grounds from the last hotel to this hotel.
Yeah.
And it's literally like a football field length that I walked across, dragging my luggage through like fresh morning dew. It was so horrible.
Yeah.
So horrible.
Yeah.
So for me, the jackpot of we used to have where we're from in Staten Island. There wasn't any XXX shops or anything. You had to go into Brooklyn or Manhattan. Right. And what we would do is
how old are you here?
I don't know. I guess I was at the end of high school, beginning of college.
Okay.
And when someone finally got a license and we were driving to Manhattan, on the way home, you'd stop underneath the BQE on 3rd Avenue.
That's right.
And there was a porn shop every couple of blocks.
Right.
And you just run in there, and it was insane because they knew there was no internet. And they knew that this was the way you got porn. That was it.
That's right.
So a VHS cassette was $40.
Sure. You bought it in a giant box. They made it as a giant box.
It was like the Disney movies.
With that's it. With a plastic insert.
Yes.
And I would always buy them. And the second I got out, just throw out the box.
It was like the first Apple. It was the unwrapping, how Apple packages everything so wonderfully.
Right.
It was all right, I'm going to do this porn unboxing. And we would get that way until my my old boss, who will go unnamed.
Right.
I delivered pizza. It was my,
well, you just narrowed it down.
I was in college. Oh yeah, why did I do that? I was in college and my boss he owned, the place I worked at.
Right.
And he was getting married. Okay. And he had to rid it of his home. Okay. And he had a box. It was I remember we used to cut the cheese, the mozzarella cheese we used in the pizza was from this company called Grande Cheese. Grande, which was like Polio, was up there. It was the expensive cheese. All pizzerias still use it to this day. And they used to come 50 pounds of cheese used to come in these boxes. And he got one of those boxes and he says, listen, I got a gift for you. Okay. You got to come to my house after work today. I'm going to give it to you. Apparently, he was the holder of all his friends' porn.
Okay.
Because they had to rid it too, and he was still single, so they'd leave it at his place, and he had a box of it, and they would come and get it like the New York State Public Library, right?
That is really weird.
Right? So he had no one to give it to anymore. And I didn't know what I was in for. I'm telling you right now, when you talk about, when people say, do you remember like your favorite gift from like your favorite Christmas or your favorite birthday gift you ever got? Well, I went to his house after work, and he's like, he walks out, he's like, I'll be right back out. He comes out and he hands me a box. It had to be 20, 25 pounds. And I'm like, what is this? He's like, just take it. It's yours. I open it up, and it is 60, 70 VHS cassettes of porn. And I was like, what? It felt like I won the lottery. I was like, are you kidding me?
What's the math on that? Let's say 55 just to lowball it. Times $40 a piece, right?
Yeah. You're over what, 2200?
Yeah, $2,200,
right?
Jesus,
$2,200. Never you mind that. You're talking each tape was 4 to 6 hours of porn. Mm-hmm. So now you're talking, 3,000 hours of porn. Like that was unheard of. Basically, that was a never-ending supply.
Sure.
You can't watch that much porn. It's the equivalent of the internet now. It's access.
Right.
I had access.
Right.
And I couldn't believe it. I was like, I don't know what to do for you. I blew him because I didn't know.
Right.
No.
Cool. Well, what are you going to do?
No. So I take it, and word starts to get out now in town.
Well, whose fault is that?
My own.
That's your own fault.
Yeah, but you can't not, like, it's like when someone hits the lottery and then, like, he brags about it and then someone mugs him. Word gets out that I have this never-ending supply of pornography.
Sure.
And my friends start coming by my house.
Really?
And they never say they're coming by for the porn, but all of a sudden there was so many more pop-ins.
Right.
Oh, I want to see what you're doing for lunch. I was in the neighborhood, blah, blah, blah. And they'd be like, look, can I get one of those porns or whatever?
Now, are they requesting specific, like, are you able to start cataloging?
Well, they would
if I'm like, hey, buddy, how you doing? Oh, you have any,
No, I didn't catalog by category. Nor was there categories back then.
Right.
It was scene after scene.
Well, they have.
It's not like today.
Well, there was lesbian where the boys aren't. That was a big on VCR.
Oh, like 1 through a million. Yeah.
Right.
Well, no, they would go by and just take it by title. And then I would say you can't have more than 2. And I would write it down who took what,
right?
And then you'd have to give it back if I want the privileges again. You have to give them back.
That's fair.
And there was just like anything else. There were like strict people who would bring them back and exchange and bring them back. Right. And then there were people that I never saw them again. And then I revoked all privileges. And they would then say to me, "Come on, I'll come." Like I would see them and I'd be like, "Can I get one?" I'd be like, "No," and you didn't return the other 2. And they'd be like, "But I'm good for it." And I'm like, "No fucking way, man. That's not how this works." Right. And then I realized I'm in the porn trade game somehow. I'm not making any money off of it, and I don't feel right about it. I didn't mean to do this. Like, I just found myself here. I was very much like Walter White in that respect.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I didn't want to be there. But I never felt good about it.
Right.
And then I said to myself, wait a minute. If I ever, like, die suddenly.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you approached me about that about 15 years ago.
Yes. If I ever die suddenly, my family's going to unearth.
Right.
Like the fucking Goonies.
And you don't even know what's
treasure
in there.
of. I don't even know what's in there.
One gay porn in there. And your reputation with your family is like, well, he was in the closet.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, but of course. But it's just like.
I can't get through all this material. I don't know what I'm sitting on.
Sure.
One man's trash, another man's treasure. I don't know. And I say, if I die, they're going to go find this in my closet and think that I was some sort of like sociopath.
Right.
Like that I was a sex-crazed maniac, which we all were, but I don't want them to feel that way.
You don't want them to have empirical proof that that's the person you were.
I'm sitting on dozens and dozens of collections of individual guys' porn that just I inherited.
So every type of fetish, every type of weird shit that guys would go and you are on the hook for now.
If it's in there. I don't know if it's in there. It's like
we can assume it is.
It's a roulette.
Right.
It's a fetish roulette in that.
So
I say to you.
That's when I get the call.
Listen,
I need you to do me a favor.
Yeah.
If I die.
Go to jail. Anything.
My first, before I even mourn you, I even remember how you put it to me. Like, if I die in a car accident, my plane goes down, before you shed a tear.
Yeah.
You gotta go to my house and get this fucking porn
this
box
grande cheese box
Right.
from out of the back of my closet.
Right.
And you had to get rid of it. You could take it.
Right.
It's a consolation.
It's bequeathed to me
Right.
upon your death.
Right.
And you let me know the location.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I took that shit seriously.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I was always prepared for that phone call of like, I don't want it to come,
Yes.
but at least in the grieving process, it would give me something to focus on for the short term.
Right.
I don't feel like I'm doing something for my friend.
That's right.
after death.
That's right.
So I accepted that gladly.
The internet came about.
Right. What did you do with this?
Well, then I saw, actually DVDs started actually.
Right.
So then you started getting DVDs.
Who did you, when you went to go buy, was there a specific actress? Because I had a couple of actresses.
Yeah, of course.
That I followed. Do you remember any of their name?
Tori
Hold on.
Wells.
Tori Wells. Let's see.
Tori Wells was like the Tom Cruise of,
Really?
or I should say like the,
Porn star Tori Wells. That's her.
yeah, that's Tori.
Wow, I never.
Tori Wells was big. Jill Kelly.
What about Diana Lauren? That was always my.
I don't know. Of course, everyone went nuts for Jenna Jameson, but
Yeah. Diana Lauren back in the day.
I don't even know who that is.
Oh my God. She was in all the Where the Boys Aren't. She was the one. Really? Never?
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Oh.
Let's not get into this because I could go on and on.
Well, hold on.
That was Tori Wells was the first one I remember.
All right, Tori Wells, Twitter.
Oh,
I'll just scan by.
that being said, instead, now I've since given all those VHS tapes away.
Right.
And I can
That's
probably,
right. You never answered that. What did
you know who I gave them to?
Oh.
My friend, should I say his name? Yeah. My friend Mike Gaudrello. I'm like, you sure you want this? It's VHS, even some DVDs, because it was like, now the internet was full force.
Right.
I'm like, I was just going to throw them away. He's like, what are you, crazy? So anyway, I ended up giving that away to my only lunatic friend who I thought would see a value in it still, despite the internet. Because now 3rd Avenue on the BQE is it runs right through my laptop now. So he came and took it all. And if I can get him on the line, this was years ago. If I can get him on the line, we're going to call this person up, person X, and we're going to see if he still has it and what he's done with it. We got to follow the trail of this gift.
Because he may have given it to
someone else. And it will get him to call them. We got to find out where this is, right?
This is great.
I know. We got to follow where this went. That being said, right now you have a folder to delete on my laptop.
Yeah,
it says go and delete.
Of course.